Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this 1004th edition of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz. My darling and adorable wife will join us in just a while, but it is Saturday, October 18th, 2025, and you are lucky enough to be with us on this, well, I'm going to say it's a special day. It's a typical classic Dave's Gone By episode. We have a guest, we've got the rabbi, we've got story time, we've got our limerick, we got me, we got you. So that's what it's all about. Let's play our theme, because I'm almost came on late today, because I've created a new theme for our interviews. Ooh, so excited to share it. Here comes a regular intro, though. Let's play it. If iTunes would allow me to.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
There goes the Daverhood.
And there was much rejoicing.
Didn't your meds kick in yet?
We got David Lefkowitz here. He's a Long Island arts guy. He's got his own radio show.
I want you all to really enjoy a wonderful program done by a fine artist.
A glorious thing of unparalleled beauty.
Dave's Gone By. Dave is one of my very favorite broadcasters, so keep on listening to Mr. Dave.
Yes, indeed. There it is. There's the classic interview theme that we've been using for a decade or 2 or 3 decades. We initially, when we went on the air back in October of 2002 on terrestrial radio, WGBB AM on Long Island, I just opened with Captain Beefheart's Tropical Hot Dog Night, and then a couple of years later, I started expanding and doing the theme on that. So I'm very proud to still be using it now and then. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just launch into a stream of patter or banter with the missus to begin the program. But sometimes I bring it back because I'm just so proud of my digital engineering audio work to create that pastiche, that collage of voices, some of which were taken directly from the guests on our program. A couple were taken from just audio clips and sound bites on the web. But anyway, welcome to Dave's Gone By. It's a mix of humor and culture and interviews and weirdness and stuff, including, and I need to come up with a theme for this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure out something for next time. I wasn't expecting to do this today, but I am going to do it, especially since the wife's not here. She's still puttering around and waking up and doing stuff. So I get to do this, because 10 minutes ago, when I was downstairs wolfing down a donut, or just before I did, for my breakfast, I felt it coming up, because I've been fairly sedentary in the morning. I was just doing some other things in computer stuff, and then slamming an Audacity file together. But then, why am I wearing these? But then, when I went downstairs and started having more circumnavigation, even though I wasn't talking yet, I felt, oh, things are happening. Things are coming up in old Dave. And for the past few months, sporadically, not every single week, when it happens, and it has to happen naturally, I don't force it. We have a segment called My Old Phlegm. And yeah, this is why the wife's not here right now. So My Old Phlegm has to do with when me, as a 61-year-old Jewish man, waking up in the morning, and I've been up since 5 o'clock, by the way, but, moving around downstairs, getting the work-ins going, making coffee, and then it's like, whoop, and I feel from, the trachea and the bronchi, there's something in there. And on certain days, it's really not fun, because I cough a lot, and I choke a little, and it's like, gotta bring it up like an old man in a steam room. Sometimes it's a little easier, and today it was. Today I was by the sink, and suddenly I'm like, whoa! And whoop, there it was, and I caught it. I caught it for you. And what I do with my phlegm, Yes, aren't you glad you tuned in? What I do with my phlegm is share it with you. And then, first of all, I try to do the Charlie Brown and Linus or Charlie Brown and Lucy thing, when they're on the grass and looking up at the sky and seeing clouds. And I say, I see an elephant, I see a rock, whatever they see in the clouds. And it has various shapes. Phlegm can too. And then I thought, well, that's of not real interest to you. Let me make it a practical segment. Let me make it worthwhile to you, my listeners and viewers. So I also try to divine something from the shape of the phlegm, from the texture and physicality and visual essence of the gob. I try and predict something in your future, usually something fairly positive. So today, on my old phlegm, here is some fresh phlegm for you. If you haven't eaten yet, I don't know why I'm still raspy. If you haven't eaten yet, you might want to turn away. So I'm trying to think, what does this look like? I have it on a piece of paper. Here it is. Here it is, my old phlegm. And every time I look at it, it looks like something different. This, to me right now, I almost see this. Before I saw this kind of a car. When I turned it that way, it looked like an Oldsmobile. But no, I think we can see there's turtle in this. Turtle or angel flying. No, definitely turtle or motor car now. Let me try it this way. Oh, so many ways. Now it just looks like a cloud. I think the best way. See, now we're back to turtle or Oldsmobile. I think you see it, right? There's the hood on top, and then the car moving forward, and in the front, Oldsmobile turtle. But what would this mean if I were to, I am divining in my old phlegm, coming, I have it, reading, if you will, the phlegm leaves, and saying what that represents for all of us this week is moving forward. And it doesn't matter whether you're going 50 miles an hour in a roadster, or if you're the turtle, who's, there's a shell and stuff, and you're just kind of going at the slowest pace possible, but your best pace possible, and you're still going to beat that rabbit. So I think one of the things we've learned from this year in particular is just keep trying to move forward, no matter what the obstacles are, no matter what the nightmares and horrors and difficulties are. You start in one place and you just try and get through it, get over the bumps, get over the rocks, pass the hair eventually, because the hair got lazy, and get an oil change if you need one, but eventually that car will cross the finish line. So ladies and gentlemen, what an auspicious way to begin this 1004th episode of the Dave's Gone By show with my old phlegm. If you're still watching and you want to complain, remember you can write to davesgoneby@aol.com. davesgoneby@aol.com. You can also post your messages and whatever else you want to post on my Facebook page every time we do a show, or message me directly on Facebook, where you are watching live now on this Saturday, October 18th, 2025. So first thing, what we're going to do early in this program is bring the guest in. We talked earlier in the week, or I didn't talk, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches. Rabbi Sol got to talk to a veteran broadcaster in New York, and he's still a podcaster. His name is Darren DeVivo, and if you like good music, and you're in New York, or have been in New York over the past 4 decades, you should know that name, because Darren was allied with and was a regular, long time radio DJ host on WFUV, the radio station of Fordham University in the Bronx. I think the Bronx is in Manhattan, isn't it? Or it's in New York City somewhere. But, if you go up basically into Fordham, the whole Castle area. They've been, that radio station has been there. And while putatively a college station, what FUV has been since like early 1990s is a foreign legion for FM DJs who have regular jobs, regular careers on commercial radio, and then the radio stations have format changes or there are budget cutting or wherever else. And where could these professional broadcasters go? Well, college radio station, which you would figure, when I was young and I heard about college stations, I thought, oh, okay, that's the idea. College kids get a chance to go on and learn how to be broadcasters. And they go on their college stations and they get training, and then they get to do shows, and they learn the rules and the techniques. And of course, back in the day, when I was thinking about this, there were things to learn. You had to work a turntable, you had to segue from one LP into another, or then you had to segue into something on cassette. You had carts, which had commercials and PSAs on them. There was physical stuff if you wanted to sit behind the board and do what you wanted to do. And where else could college kids learn this except at a college radio station? But some of the college stations are really just excuses to have basic commercial stations raising money for they're non-commercial, and some of them are affiliated with NPR, but they can raise money, and essentially they're professional stations. I don't want to say commercial, but they're professional. They're filled with middle-aged and older DJs who've been in the game forever, doing what they do and doing what they do best. And then the college kids, and I've talked about this on the air before, really don't have have very, very little to do at the station. They can be behind the scenes, which is great, they're learning. And then there's like the Sunday ghetto, where they get a couple of hours, they can do public affairs things, interview stuff, a show about the university, maybe involved in sportscasting the football game, the basketball game and stuff. But when it comes to like the Monday through Saturday, most of the hours of the week, students aren't anywhere near a mic. They get to read a PSA in between things, and that's it. So there's good in that, and there's obviously bad in that. If you're sending your kid to a university, and you figure, oh, they'll learn media, and the only thing that they can learn in media is take a course, but not actually get on the air. I've always been kind of proud that New York University has a student station. NYU was my first university where I got my bachelor's and master's, and that they had, and they still do, a student radio station, University of Northern Colorado, where I was the programming director for a couple of years. That was student shows, student run. And okay, it's a university, it's what it ought to be. Some stations, KCR over at Columbia, no, it's grown-ups having a programming format, jazz mainly, and half the people there weren't kids. And they're certainly the same with FUV. But FUV compensated by being one of the most listenable radio stations on the dial. If you wanted to hear not top 40 rock, and you didn't want to hear rap, and you didn't want to hear salsa or gospel or country, if you wanted to hear good music for people who grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, who wanted to hear a mix of new wave, album-oriented rock, you wanted Van Morrison, you wanted Joni Mitchell, you wanted some Bob Dylan, you wanted some, and discovering new, and bands like Talking Heads, mixing with bands like the Waterboys or something like that. I mean, just like, decent, listenable, intelligent, and intelligently programmed rock, pop, and folk music. You could turn to WFUV for years and years and years. So it was a good station. And I was also very happy and proud and lucky that for several months, probably over a year, I was their theater critic. I would schlep in from when I was working at Playbill in Manhattan. I'd jump on, I think it was Metro North, and have to get up to Fordham, up in the Bronx, get over there, pre-tape, usually I did 2 tapings in a day, so I only had to go there twice a month. But it was a bit of a schlep. Getting up there, pre-tape, and a wonderful lady named Amy Eddings, who's still doing radio, just not in New York. She coached me. She told me how to do stuff at the mic and when things needed to be edited. And when I thought something sounded clear but it wasn't and I had to retake it, she was great. She, at the time, was co-hosting the morning slot, Morning Drive, with Darren DeVivo. They were the hosts, and they were great. It was good station, good music. I was happy to be there for a brief-ish time. And then, Amy was there for a while. Darren has been there for many, many years. He wasn't always Morning Drive. He got moved. He got moved again. In recent years, he was like a real late shift thing, but still had a gig, still had a full-time paying, decent career-ish gig in radio. Oh, lucky, lucky man. Well, if you haven't been under a rock, you know that the current presidential administration has gone after public radio and gone after broadcast. I mean, there are a lot of things that the Trump administration has done right, and there's a lot of things that they're doing terribly, terribly wrong. And because they feel that PBS and NPR are pretty far, or even moderately left-wing, which they are, he feels that why are American tax dollars going to these places that aren't straight down the middle or giving equal time to the Republicans without mocking them? So let's take away their money. Right. There's money for a glorified, Trump birthday parade, but not to throw a few million into PBS and NPR. So they just took away all this money, as they've been doing from colleges, and this has hurt stations. And we're starting to feel just as we're not yet feeling the real effects of the shutdown yet, the governmental shutdown, we will, if this keeps going on. Now, TV and radio are feeling the effects of budget shortfalls. And so whether that was an absolute reason or something more of an excuse, WFUV, after decades, gave Darren DeVivo and a couple of other DJs their walking papers about a month ago. Said, thank you for your service. Here's your non-gold Timex, $20 watch or whatever. Really great, thanks for playing the music and bye. Which just absolutely, knocked him for a loop. The man knows nothing but radio for the past 40 years. And now he's casting about for another gig. He'd love to be, of course, back on radio. The good news about Darren is that for many years, he's also been doing a podcast. He's an absolute Beatles fanatic. So he does 2 different podcasts, one about the Beatles and the other about the solo careers of the Beatles since like 1969, 1970. So Darren DeVivo is not disappeared into the ether. He's just not on terrestrial radio. It's not on college or public radio at the moment. He, like all of us, is looking for a job in regular radio again. So he's got a lot to talk about because it's been a rough time. I would have happily had Darren on even if he was still at FUV and none of this happened because he's been, I love talking to radio people. But now he's got a story and he's got this going on, not to mention this poor man is a dyed-in-the-wool, bona fide Met fan. I know, right? And so the Mets came they didn't deserve to come close. There were only like 4 games over 500 at the end of the season. They really didn't deserve to make the playoffs, and they didn't. But they came close. And so it was like a heartbreaker end of season thing. So as Darren is getting over one nightmare, the Mets take the hope away from another. So, I am hoping, however, that being able to talk to Rabbi Sol Solomon will elevate Darren's spirits, will give him, as we say, that old-time religion and show him the meaning and the beauty of broadcasting and life, and that there is life beyond WFUV. There is life, thank God, beyond the New York Mets and the Yankees and the Jets. Oh boy, yeah, been a year. So Darren DeVivo going to be joining us, in just a few minutes on this episode of Dave's Gone By. You don't want to miss that. Obviously he's a great talker because that's what he does. What he knows how to do. He's a radio and podcaster guy. And he'll be talking with Rabbi Sol. Plus, we will have Greeley Times, as I mentioned. That's a segment about, or based on, a column that appears every week in the Greeley Tribune newspaper of Northern Colorado. Tell you more about that in a little bit. And then we will have StoryTime, where I'll be reading a story to all of you. And I love StoryTime basically because I don't have to create material. I just open a book, I read from it, and make fun of it, and then just no preparation. I love it. I do have to prepare a Colorado Limerick of the damned every week. So yes, for years now, I have been bringing you a poem every week, a 5-line limerick based on some town, city, burg, unincorporated community, if you will, and you will, from Colorado, the beautiful, great state of Colorado. And I've been trying, like week after week, coming up with one more legitimate designated place in the state of Colorado. Could be a ghost town. Sometimes it's places that haven't existed for 100 years, but they did. They were on the map, so they count. All these places in Colorado, writing a limerick about as many of them as I possibly can. There are Colorado Limericks of the damned, and we call them that because limericks are supposed to be humorous, amusing, maybe a little risque. Mine cross the line generally into horrifying and disgusting because that's me. So, got that coming up too, and who knows what else we will be delving into and talking about on this episode of Dave's Gone By. So yeah, don't go away. In fact, don't go away at all. Let me share my screen with you all so that we can get to our first interview, or our only interview of this particular episode of the show. We're going to be talking with Darren DeVivo, the broadcaster. I just need to share. Okay, share. There we go. Finger's not working properly today. And let's make sure we got the video file up. Here we go. Veteran broadcaster and current podcaster Darren DeVivo with Rabbi Sol Solomon on the Dave's Gone By show. Oh, shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And speaking of New York, we're talking to a person that if you knew anything about New York radio, and I don't mean like crappy radio above 92 on the dial. I'm talking like in the college in the good section, or what used to be the good section. Now all radio sucks. Back in the day, like 98% of radio sucked. No, but here's the deal. One of the things making it better was this guy in the station that he was on for many, 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 many years. He's Darren DeVivo, and he has hosted many slots and programs on WFUV out of Fordham University in the Bronx. Well, he's been doing, since Dave, the host of this program, was doing theater reviews in the late 1990s on WFUV is when they met. Darren was co-hosting with Amy Eddings in the morning show. Wonderful, happy times. Dave left the station a couple of years after that. But Darren stayed until a couple of weeks ago. Did he leave under his own steam? No. Darren, first of all, shalom to you. Happy holidays. Welcome.
Shalom, and thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor for me to be here.
Yes. So, pardon my French, but what the fuck happened?
I was let go. I was by technically Fordham University. The WFUV is owned by Fordham University. In a nutshell, that's the simplest way to describe the relationship. And we had, as a non-commercial radio station, WFUV depends upon our listeners to donate. And that roughly makes up something in the ballpark of 60% of our operating budget, which is by far the largest portion of our operating budget, are donations coming from listeners. Critical. We don't get that, we're done instantly. Okay, so that's important, but also there was a piece of our operating budget coming from the government, funds from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which is part of the pie. If you picture the budget as being a pie, I think...
now I'm hungry, yes.
I think we're talking approximately 7% of our operating budget came from the government. I believe that's the number. Don't hold me to that. My memory is shot as I've gotten older. But essentially, President Trump did away with the funding for public broadcasting. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting went poof and disappeared. And public broadcasting radio and TV stations and all media were affected. And it hit WFUV head on.
But why did the 7% have to include you? I mean, there's still 93% of the funding left. Well, you know,
I'm throwing numbers around, hoping that I'm accurate, but there was some number I saw somewhere that we're talking about it losing about $500,000. I believe was the number I saw. I was never, I was the only guy who went to college, started out in accounting, realized within about 45 minutes I'd made a big mistake, and got through somehow as being a business major at Fordham, not being a numbers person and not really being interested in accounting or finance or anything like that. So you could blow my mind with numbers. And a lot of times in staff meetings, I'd start to glaze over when, but there's something like some ridiculously high amount of money was lost, even though it was a small portion of the budget. So what happened basically was, I'm thinking Fordham University might have been the heavy. It could have been a 50-50 between the university and the radio station. I have no idea, but the decision was made that the easiest way to cut payroll the
easiest way to save money is to cut
payroll. And I was one of 5 staff members to get the boot on the same day at the same time, which was very bizarre. And I don't know too many instances where people get fired en masse. In fact, when I got the letter that I was to appear in a meeting the next morning, a mandatory meeting, and I was to be there, which gave me chills the way it was written, probably written by a lawyer.
Did they make you clear out your cubby the same day? I mean, did they say, okay, you're leaving now, you never came back near a microphone because you'll probably say...
I never said goodbye. My last show ended up being Saturday, October 6th. I think I was filming...
September 6th.
September 6th, yes. Just about a month ago. Look at that. A month ago today that we're recording this. And
we thought the Hamas attack was the worst thing to happen on October 6th. What do you know? But this happened. By the way, How many years had you been? Was it 40?
I was on mic. I was on the air at WFUV for 41 years plus. Okay, but take into consideration the station had changed a lot in that time. But I was a constant presence on 90.7 FM for 41 years, going back to early 84. My first show was February 26th, 1984. And during the 80s, for the most part, we were a typical college station, but we had a very powerful signal. And I just happened to be around as the 80s became 1990 when the administration and the general manager was orchestrating change. And they say sometimes you need to be lucky, you need to be in the right place at the right time. I was around and kept getting called back to do fill-ins because I lived nearby. I knew the equipment. It was a lot easier to call me than try to get maybe a student on staff who weren't as committed to certain shifts. Or it was just a lot easier to pick up the phone and say, Darren, Friday night, can you do it again next week? Sure. Could you do it again in a month? And then that led to me in the summer of 90 meeting with the program director at the time, just to see what was going on up there and to tell her I wished them all the best. I knew I was done. I thought I was done at FUV because I had graduated now. They were making changes. They were hiring professional staff. I figured I'm done, but I'll have a sit down and just see what's going on. And I got the, oh, by the way, would you be interested in filling in when the morning disc jockey who had just been hired goes on vacation Christmas week, or during the fundraiser when she'd never fundraised before and didn't want to deal with the board operation and the technical aspect of it. She just wanted to announce. So I agreed to come in and run the board for 5 days in the fall of 90, came back Christmas week of 90, filled in that morning show those 5 days. And then it was, you want to do this full time? Because we're going to do this music format that we placed in the morning drive. We're moving it to afternoon drive. We're looking to do that mid-January 91. Would you be interested? And
were you working at that point? How were you supporting yourself during those early years before you had a full-time-ish gig?
I lived at home. I was still at home with my folks.
All right.
And as it turned out, I mean, of course I said yes. I was working at Tower Records in Yonkers at the time on Central Avenue. I quit that job, obviously, and started sometime in the middle of January 91 on a Monday afternoon at either 2 or 3, doing afternoon drive. And then they moved me exactly a year later to morning drive because the morning disc jockey had quit. And they put me on mornings, which made me a full-time employee at Fordham in January 92. And I started, which I couldn't do today in the atmosphere that we have today, but I started dating an graduate student while I was doing.
All right, yeah, all right.
I was technically a staff member of Fordham. I was a DJ in the afternoons, and she started interning at FUV, and we're married now. So I met my wife at the station right at that transition time in the early 90s, and the rest is history, as they say. I stayed. I was on board till a month ago.
And by the way, you are still on board with the Mrs. Mazel McGlick?
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And what's really nice is even though that you are currently unemployed because of what FUD, but she's employed. In fact, we won't say the name or anything, but she's a college president.
Yeah, well, she could say, my wife is Dr. Darren DeVivo, who's the president of Vaughan College, which is in Queens. It's located on the other side of the Grand Central Parkway from LaGuardia Airport. So that's her gig. But when we met, she was going for her master's at Fordham. And the giveaway was that when I saw her, we had met a couple of times. I was on the air and coming out of the on-air studio. This was in 91. I tripped and fell over a stool because I saw her down the hallway and I was distracted and forgot the stool that propped up the outer door of the studio was in the way. I went down pretty hard, but it left a mark, and my wife thought, oh, he fell over a stool for me.
Yeah. I've sometimes had for my wife loose stools, but that is a very, very different thing that she has to deal with. But let me ask you: is she able to maybe give you an adjuncting gig at
No, that would be a complete conflict of interest, and I'd end up fired in a couple of days.
Oh, no, we don't. You don't, especially not now. You don't want to. So let me ask you the thing though. When you first started doing stuff, any kind of stuff at FUV, even filling in, what did they have that format? Because one of the reasons FUV was very listenable for all those years is they played Dylan and Van Morrison and mix of folk and pop and rock, and it's a really nice format compared to most of what else is. What were they playing in the early 80s? Was it just students coming in and doing what they wanted?
Yeah, in the early 80s, we were a typical college station, but we weren't. What was funny was that when I would listen to other stations, if I could get them, because usually college radio stations have weak signals, small signals. They broadcast maybe just to the campus or the neighborhood. And here we're covering all of the complete New York City metro area. But we were a station that played a lot of rock, but it was a combination of like established names. Today would be classic rock, and a lot of new and alternative artists mixed together. We weren't like a hardcore college station that got really deep and played your friend's band from up the block off cassette, or we play some unsigned guy who dropped off his 45. We had a little bit of a commercial approach to the music. There was formats, but they were very loose for the morning drive and afternoon drive. You had big categories. You had to just pick a couple of songs out of each category per hour, mix them a certain way, but you were picking the music. And then, of course, the overnights were free format. So when you went on the air at 11 at night, there was 2 DJs. There'd be an overnight shift at 2 a.m. That was where you had the opportunity to develop what is a dying skill now, and that is a disc jockey who actually sits down and builds the show himself. Whether he does it in advance or wings it, it's usually both. You're building a show by putting music on that you think works and is not tied to any suit or any consultant or ratings. But this is, it's 2 a.m. and we're going to listen to this Bob Dylan song that's 12 minutes long, and then go into something from Phil Oakes. And by the end of the hour, we'll be playing Emerson, Lake and Palmer, And
you had me until ELP, but let me ask you, Darren, here's the question. In the last few years of FUV, I mean, yes, they certainly had a program for it, but were you just like putting in the names of songs into a program rather than, obviously no more discs or no more CDs, but it's just like play this, then PSA, Fordham thing, ID, PSA.
It was almost exactly like it is in commercial radio. And I would say it's been like this now it's been like this for 10 years-ish, a little more, a little less, depending. But the station is formatted, and there is a plan to what is played. The DJs have virtually no input. So I would get a playlist, and I would get a log, of course, that would give me what needs to be announced, what stuff needs to air that's, and I'd have the playlist, and I would look at the list, and then I would go, okay, and I would make notes going through what's already been planned for me. Now, there would be short opportunities to pick a song or two. If there was a theme or, God forbid, a death, a musician dies, they'll mix, it would have to be a spot predetermined where we empty it out and put in the song that I chose. And
so you had still a little bit of freedom, but not comparatively.
It was like if somebody passed and I'm thinking, I'd love to play these 3 songs, I might be told, definitely play the artist. Let's keep it to 1 or 2. And it'll be like, all right. Whereas 15 years ago, 10 years ago, more and even beyond that, there was much more freedom for what the DJ was doing. That honestly doesn't exist now. But I'll say one little thing. The breadth of the artist, the amount of music that we do tap into is still huge compared to commercial radio. We just take they just take this, these artists, these new albums, and make a playlist out of it. But we're pulling larger pool of music than commercial radio would.
Hey, can I ask you who were your DJ heroes, if there were any, when you were coming up in the ranks, or when you were a kid? What did you listen to?
I remember, because I'm from the Bronx, I'm a New York kid, and the earliest memories of radio was WABC, Music Radio 77, WABC.
Cousin Brucey. And
exactly. And so that was my first station, and I was at the mercy of whatever mom or dad put on the radio in the car. But a lot of times it was for me WABC, or they would put on WNEWAM to hear the ballrooms, the big band stuff. or occasionally WHN, which was an AM country station.
I remember.
That would be on All News. But my heroes very early on from WABC were like Ron Lundy, Harry Harrison. They were the two biggies for me. And then I remember Dan Ingram would come on in the afternoon.
Dan Ingram, yeah.
Exactly. And overnight, sometimes, I remember Chuck Leonard. And I remember, but he was on weekends. George Michael, he then did a sports show on television.
Right, yes.
But my guys were Ron Lundy and Harry Harrison, and I sort of followed them years later to WCBS FM, because I believe they both went there. I know Harry Harrison was on CBS FM. And when I found FM rock radio, there was a girl I had a crush on in school. It probably was the 4th or 5th grade in the mid-'70s, and I heard her say she listened to WPLJ.
Oh, was it Carol Miller, or was it...
No. She listened, this girl I had a crush on in school, listened to WPLJ, right. And I ran home, and I'm like with the newspaper trying to find 95.5 FM, and that actually turned me into an FM rock fan, and I rarely went back to AM. And from WPLJ it was Pat St. John, it was Tony Pigg, Jimmy Fink, but the guys that I kind of picked up a little after the fact towards the later 70s from finding WNEW-FM that became really the guys that I became heroes were Pete Fornatel. I was very close with Pete because he came to WFUV then, right, yeah. Where he started his career in the 60s. Also, Dennis Elsis, who was still on WFUV today, came over, I think, in 2001 or 2000. And those were like the guys on WNEW-FM that were, they were largely responsible for me being here. And what's cool is that Dennis Elsis at FUV has a greeting card tacked on his bulletin board that I sent him I think it was in the 1980s when he was doing an anniversary show at WNEW-FM. And I was probably at that time thinking, how do I make connections? I'm going to send him a congratulatory card. And who knows, maybe that would turn into a job at WNEW-FM.
Right, yeah.
So I wrote him a really nice card. I meant every word of it. You're a hero. Happy anniversary. I'm listening to you, blah, blah, blah. He found it years ago, and he still has it tacked up on his bulletin board. And he had the desk next to me at FUV until a month ago. And now he's...
They canned Elsis too?
What?
Did they can Elsis too?
No, Dennis is still there. The other DJ that got fired, there were 5 FUVers that were fired, 2 DJs, me and Eric Holland, who was on before me, Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then I was on 10 p.m. till 2 a.m., 4 nights a week, but I also had Saturday afternoons from 1 until 4. So I was on a fifth day during the week.
Can I ask
but Dennis is still there.
The most glorious moment or two in your 40-plus year history, because so much of this is negative, so much of this is anger at the current administration, be it at the school, be it at the radio station, be it at the White House, but let's, incredible, wonderful, happy memories of doing radio.
It starts bleak, but September 11th, 2001. And I mean, that whole day changed everyone's life. And I do remember that morning, my kids were babies, and I was getting them ready for the day in preschool, and my parents coming over to watch them. And this is all unfolding on TV, and it's scary. And my wife is driving to work in Queens, so she's seeing everything over like the Whitestone Bridge at a distance, and the radio announced. So I could not stop for any extended period of time to see exactly what was happening because I had to be on the air at 10. So it was I had to go to the bank, and a lot of stops. When I got to the radio station, minute or two before I was to go on the air, I believe the first tower had just fallen. Claudia Marshall at the time was our morning disc jockey, and she was nearing the end of her show. And we went numb. Everybody at FUV went numb over the whole thing, obviously. And from that point on, they threw out the format. They threw out all plans and basically said, guys, play what works. Play what works, whatever works. Because this is, I mean, we all knew the scope of what was happening, and it was getting worse by the minute. And then the other second tower falls.
Like 9:05, it was just a plane accident. Well, that's
It was,
that
yeah.
second plane made it like history. The second plane
Right.
was when everybody just.
And when I came on the air, one tower was gone.
Yeah.
And there is floating around out on YouTube a piece of an air check of me and Claudia Marshall together. She ended up staying on with me towards after. She had a bit of a news background. She ended up kind of being a makeshift newscaster for me, constantly every 10, 15 minutes with updates. While I was playing the music, I probably had a Fordham student assisting me getting CDs, because this was what was great about FUV at that time. We threw out the format, which wasn't as rigid as it is now, was loose then, but we threw it out and said, we're going to take requests. We're going to play songs for the country, about New York City, and hopeful songs, freedom songs. And that went on for over a week, if not 2 full weeks, where our listeners were, the outpouring of love coming from the listeners who were getting in touch with us because we were providing this break from this hell. And we were doing it in a way that was totally human and heartfelt. All the DJs, we all kind of clicked into the same mindset. So if you were listening, you heard the same flow going day after day after day coming from the WFUV DJs. And that was, I think, our high watermark. It could have been my high watermark at WFUV. I say could have because I always question my memory and think, am I forgetting something else? But that was big. That was big. But being on the air in those days after 9/11, where you actually felt that you were making an impact and the listeners were reaching out and everything seemed to become, it was weird how at that time it was a horrific time, but there was also some sense of community and closeness happening. The exact opposite of what we feel today.
Yeah.
Right. But at that time we were coming together, and it was a good time. And so that was a high watermark. I'll leave it at that because there are probably other smaller ones, but.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to mention meeting some celebrity, interviewing so-and-so, but that's big.
Yeah, well, I mean, not to brag, but there were so many that I interviewed.
My favorite, like one that you
Ringo Starr, of course, because I'm a Beatle nut, so getting to interview Ringo Starr is the number one that comes to mind. But then beyond that, I mean, it was just, I'm being a Beatle nut, being a Beatle maniac. I had the opportunity not only with Ringo, but to also kind of interview important figures that sort of surrounded the Beatle core, like some of the kids. I interviewed George Harrison's son, Danny Harrison, on several occasions. I interviewed Julian Lennon twice. Briefly spoke with Sean Lennon on the air. That doesn't really count. That was very brief. And some of the members of Wings, McCartney's band from the 70s, I got to know, had to interview them. Of course, before the Beatles were the Beatles, they were the Quarrymen. Right. And the surviving Quarrymen were on my show at FUV several times.
Wow.
They
made a rock station. Quarry.
Quarry, very nice, yes.
But by the way, you just led us into a wonderful little segue there to remind people that even though you are off the air at the radio station that we won't mention anymore until they hire you back, but people can hear you and knew you, not just archival stuff, but that you host not one, but two, count them, two different podcasts, one of which is very much about the Beatles. It's called
they both are. The one I've been doing the longest is called Things We Said Today, which is the title of a Beatles song. And I host the show with Ken Michaels and Alan Kozin. Alan
I've
is
heard
in the
that
mix.
name. He's a,
Well, he used to write for the New York Times. In fact, I believe he was the classical music editor for a very long time at the Times. Then kind of also became the Beatle guy. Any Beatle-related news, Alan would cover for the Times. But he was the guy running the show, I believe, in the classical department for several decades. And now, with his partner Adrian Sinclair, they've published volumes 1 and volume 2 of the McCartney legacy, which is going to be the definitive history of Paul McCartney's post-Beatles career. They're working on volume 3. The goal is to have 5 volumes. The books are like this big, chronicling McCartney's career. And Ken Michaels is a guy I've known forever, and he's a radio guy and a Beatle freak that's hosted Beatle radio shows for years. So that's things we said today. They brought me on in 2018. And the newer one is Talk More Talk, a solo Beatles video cast. And that's hosted by Ken Michaels, so it's me and Ken again, and Kit O'Toole, who's an educator and an author as well, that has written a book on the Beatles. And that show is only solo Beatles stuff.
okay.
Only so, and Talk More Talk is a Paul McCartney song title. So we just do solo stuff unless it's a massive topic that will do the Beatles, but we concentrate on the solo years. And that I started doing the beginning of this year, I think in January. I replaced a host that had left. And so I have those going, and in a perfect world, when we're organized, we record every other week. So every week there's a new Beatles-related podcast going out there that I'm co-hosting. And that's fun. It's not money, but it's fun. It's supposed to be kind of money, but I don't know how to go about other than finding a nickel right now.
Was it like Patreon, those two guys who do that show out in Chicago of rock reviews? What are they? Greg Cott and the goddess do the whatever.
Yeah.
Sound Opinions.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were on something, and they're just on Patreon or whatever. I don't know how much money they're making, if any.
Yeah, so we should actually be a little more aggressive in looking into that, but it's always like, who wants to do the homework? Well, I actually have now more time. I should be looking into stuff like that, because my plan now is to start making myself be out there in addition to the podcast, maybe a third podcast, maybe a YouTube channel where I can have artists on, do interviews like I used to do at FUV. That dried up some years ago, but there was a time where I was doing 4 interviews a month. And it's something I miss doing and haven't done really any in-person interviews in over 5 years.
All right. This actually brings up a question. How much of your career has been audio archived? How much do you have? And I mean, can you dip back into the 80s and have a reel or
I have some.
Check? Yeah.
I have some stuff on reel-to-reel from the 80s. I didn't do many interviews then, but I have a couple of maybe air checks or special things that I recorded to reel that have sat in the same position they were in then that they're in now. So who knows what condition, but it's probably okay. I used to try to keep all the interviews I did on reel for sound quality purposes, and I amassed a pretty big closet of reel-to-reel tapes till I realized that, tape was kind of going out, and it was going to be more and more effort to salvage these things. And then it got too much. I couldn't keep up with so many interviews. I'd then come home with cassettes, and the cassettes were mounting, and I'd forget to get an air check or recording of an interview I did. I'd forget a second one. Before you know it, I thought, I can't do this. It's going to be cassettes all over the house. But there's stuff archived at WFUV, which now I really don't have any access to, but it's there. And, it's, I'm sure that I have enough friends at WFUV that if I asked nicely, they could say, sure, we give you a copy of, and some of the interviews I've done over the past maybe 10 or 15 years, the really big ones, important ones, I've made it a point to get like CDs burned. So I've got some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
especially
very
now that you're going to be out there saying, hey, hire me. And by the way, if there are programming directors listening, because there must be, 3,000, 4,000 program directors listening to my program right now, hire me and then hire him.
Yeah, then
or
hire
me. I'll hire him, as my aide de camp. When we can tag team together. Do you know any Shlomo Carlebach songs? Are you?
I maybe could hum a couple of bars.
There you go. Yeah. But by the way, I should have re-mentioned. We have a couple more minutes with Darren DeVivo. His 2 podcasts, Beatles-related podcasts, Things We Said Today about the full band, Talk More Talk, which is about the Beatles' solo careers, post like 1969, 70. Where the hell can people hear them?
Well, they don't have a set time that we record them. We try to get one. Each show is every other week, bi-weekly. Now, for the sake of Ken and I, because we do both shows, we like to avoid them falling in the same week. But I could do it. Ken's got other Beatle-related things he does that it gets too much for him. But we do a show at the beginning of the week in a perfect world. As soon as it's ready to roll, we just stick it up there and it's there.
Where?
So what I tell people to do is go to YouTube. That's the easiest thing to do, and search Things We Said Today or Things We Said Today podcast or Beatles podcast and or Talk More Talk. Solo Beatles podcast. Our pages will come up. There is an archive of all the shows that have been done. And I know we've done, we're way past 400 shows in Things We Said Today.
Wow.
And I don't know, in the hundreds with Talk More Talk. It's a newer show. And so we like to have a show up every 2 weeks or 3. We just asked you go to YouTube and you can sign up and subscribe and get alerts supposedly when something new has been posted. We have a new show up there. Quick plug. We are actually, when I'm done here with you, I'm going to record a new Talk More Talk, which will be probably posted tonight or tomorrow. We're interviewing Denny Sywell, the original drummer of Wings. Was with Wings from 71 to 73, just published his memoirs. We're going to have him on Talk More Talk, and then we're interviewing hopefully next week on Things We Said Today. And so there'll be more with Denny Sywell. We're going to be talking with, coming up, we're going to be talking with Gary Van Syok, a member of a band called Elephant's Memory that backed John and Yoko in 1972. He's a guest that's coming up, and a whole lot more. The biggest name we've had on Things We Said Today was filmmaker Peter Jackson, which was
that's pretty
big.
There. Yeah,
and that was if I have a second to tell a funny story.
Always.
Peter Jackson was the guy who was responsible for the Beatles Get Back, the documentary that was on Disney that was like 10, 11 hours long, and it was debuted Thanksgiving weekend 2022 or 1 or 3, one of those years. So about a week before it's going to debut, Ken Michaels gets in touch with me, and Alan goes in and says, we got an email from Peter Jackson, wants to come on the show. Being an idiot that I am, and not being much of a massive moviegoer, I don't know who Peter Jackson is. I'm not into the Lord of the Rings or...
All right, but it's Google. You can look it up, but okay.
But of course, and also I'm the skeptic. Oh, yeah, Peter, yeah, that's really Peter. It's probably a Peter Jackson who works at a gas station in Boise, Idaho, that's got a couple of Beatle records he wants to come up. No, it was the filmmaker who happened to be a fan of our show, listened to our show when he could, was probably listening to our show through COVID during the time that he was basically building the documentary. And he reached out. He says, I'd love to come on your show as a guest, not to promote this thing that's coming out in a week. I have no connections to Disney here. I'm not doing it as a promotion. I'm doing it as a Beatle fan who wants to learn more from you guys. And and he brought all his materials for the documentary. He was showing us outtakes on his iPad, holding it up to the camera. And we had a 4-hour conversation with Peter Jackson that is sitting in the Things We Said Today archive. Google search Things We Said Today, Peter Jackson. That'll come up, and then he came back on about a year or two later when the Now and Then song came out, the last Beatles song. And he was responsible for the video. He did work on the audio of the song itself. So he came back on things we said today. And we're due to get a Peter Jackson fix. So every once in a while, I call out to him in New Zealand and say, you know, we could use a guest next time, Peter.
There we go. That's what it takes. That's what. So let me ask you, because we just because we do have to tape another podcast right after this. A couple of more quick questions for Darren DeVivo.
Sure.
First of all, is your favorite all-time song a Beatles song?
No, I don't think so.
Well, what is it?
No, you know what I think? Like I always say, the best rock and roll song ever. So it's my favorite. It will always have me cranking the radio in the car. Is "Stay With Me" by Faces. Rod Stewart and Kenny Jones and Ian McLagan and Ronnie Lane and Ronnie Wood. "Stay With Me" from Faces is, for my money, the greatest rock and roll song ever. But the Beatles have to be right up in there as well. So in my favorites, when it comes to songs, it changes. I'm more of an album person anyway. You know what I mean? So, Abbey Road's my favorite Beatle album. Favorite of all time. I name albums. Songs takes thought. Thought's hard for me. Then I need a nap.
Yeah, you were at a university for 40 years. Forget 40.
Yeah, that's a lot of thinking. It's too much thinking.
Too much damn thinking. Two more quick questions.
Yeah.
We'll get you out of here, I promise.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
If you had 5 minutes to meet with President Trump, what would you tell him?
Well, of course, I would bring it up to him that he's responsible for me being out of work, and not just any job, but one that was completely unique to begin with, and to make it even more unique, lasted decades. And that your, small-mindedness led to me losing my job, and a lot of people in public broadcasting, just because you say it leans left.
Well,
And public
broadcasting.
Broadcasting leans left. Therefore, as your punishment, I will take your money from you. And, well, that's kind of screwed up way of looking at it, and it's wrong. But however it happened, and here I am unemployed. Thanks, pal.
Right.
So that would have to be,
Now, my last question for you is even worse than that one. So, it's been a rotten year. Rotten year for so many reasons. Rotten year for you losing your job at WFUV after 41 years. And then just in the midst of all this, you, God help you, are a New York Met fan. So, what? How would you fix the beleaguered, bedraggled, rotten New York Mets?
All right. I am now the general manager of the Mets. The first thing I would do is get the ball in motion to re-sign Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz to lifetime contracts, lock them up to be lifetime Mets. Then their entire bullpen, for exception of Edwin Diaz, needs to be put out to the curb. They need to completely overhaul the bullpen. And starting pitching, almost everyone is going out to the curb as well. They've got to gut and rebuild that pitching, and I hope they can do it quickly, because me and a lot of Met fans are sick and tired of waiting for this. This is the year, and that was supposed to be happening now at least more than once, and it isn't. We've gone backwards. We've regressed. So that's what I think. They must gut and build the pitching. GM David Stearns has to forget that he once worked in Milwaukee. This is New York City now. It's not a small market. You've got the owner's money. Start thinking a little bit along the lines of.
All right. Well, although the minute that they sign Pete Alonso to a lifetime contract, he'll break his leg.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. No, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't sign him, he'll remain healthy and have a great career for someone else. Because, that'll happen, too. So either way, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's Mets land. I was fired right in the middle of their 8-game losing streak in September. And I do remember sitting outside the conference room. I knew it was coming. And I'm sitting there. I'm a panicky bundle of nerves. What am I thinking? Who's pitching tonight? Oh, no. And it was like, it's going to be 5 straight losses. Now, I don't even have the game to look forward to disappear into tonight. They're going to aggravate me. Darren, can you please come in here now? Here we go. But it was right in the middle of the 8-game losing streak. And then they had insult to injury. I'm a Jets fan, too.
No, oh, no. I was just going to say, at least we're not a Jets fan. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Whatever happened to the Cosmos? Go back, the Liberty. Somebody go find a decent team. And
you're right.
Please, Darren DeVivo, go find a decent radio station to hook up with, to bring you back. I mean, it's wonderful that you're doing the podcast that people can...
Yeah, but there's got
things
to be
we
more.
said today, talk more talk. Go find them on YouTube with Darren DeVivo. But, we need you back. And we need you back on even the college radio stations.
If you have to, you might have to, I don't know. But I do know that there have been some bites. I've been talking to some people. There seems to be stuff brewing. It's still very vague that even I'm not sure what it is or what could be. And I have a feeling it's probably going to be multiple places or multiple jobs together. Someday I'll get off my behind and get my YouTube channel cooking. And I got the Beatles podcasts. And so hopefully I can take that ball and that'll, be the next phase or part of my next phase.
I'm hoping so. And then again, there are probably tons of radio stations in Riyadh. They're sending all the comedians there. You can probably go there. No, kidding. Now, try Israel first. But, ladies and gentlemen, the delightful, and again, I want to proffer my greetings from Dave, the producer of this program, who, again, 25 years ago, you were very pleasant to him and very appreciative of me, of the rabbi, which was very nice back then on that station. So, great to see you again. You look great. You sound great, which is the most important thing for the radio.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. We will catch you soon on the dial.
Absolutely. Take care.
Shalom. Darren DeVivo with Rabbi Sol Solomon in the Daverhood on this Saturday, October 18th, 2025. You are watching the 1004th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the Stream. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. My darling and adorable wife is with us. Hello, darling and adorable wife. She's waving. And what else do we have for you on this particular show, which, by the way, we're calling, I forgot to mention, we're calling it JOIE DeVivo. Huh? Pretty cool, huh? JOIE DeVivo, because of Darren DeVivo and JOIE DeVivo. Just gonna get a little... There we go. But we have Greeley Times coming up. We have StoryTime coming up. And we also have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. And who knows what else. So, thanks so much for being with us on this autumnal day. Before we get to Greeley Times, a couple of things I want to mention, things I want to talk about, because that's part of what this show is. It's just me getting to ramble for an hour or two of things that are on the old Dave noggin. And I think I was given proof a few days ago, like last weekend, that on some basic level, I don't know if I'm autistic or retarded, but there was a moment when I thought I saw something, I convinced myself I saw something, and then after about a minute, figured out what it was and realized not the brightest bulb. So we're having lunch at one of our favorite restaurants in town locally, and we're doing it. It was a beautiful day. So we order lunch and we're having it outside because this restaurant has tables by, outside the restaurant by the windows. So I'm there, and my wife is going and grabbing something, and I'm waiting for the food we've already ordered, and I'm sitting at the table, and I'm looking at the window of this restaurant, and I see a bee. And if you know me, you know I'm scared of wasps, bees, hornets, any stinging thing, terrified of them. So, but there's a bee, and I realize, I'm not going to jump up and start screaming. He's not bothering me. And then I realize, and he's dealing with his own stuff on the window. And I look at the bee. And I notice that the bee is crawling upside down. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. Here's a bee properly. He wasn't buzzing. It was just kind of walking, and he was walking with a limp, so you knew he was on his last bee legs. So I'm like, instead of just walking on this window, in the front of the window, he's crawling up it jerkily, upside down. And I've never seen this. I've never seen anything like this before. How can a bee crawl backwards on any surface, including a window? Nobody, people can crawl up, climb. How do you do it?
He was doing the moonwalk.
And look, it was like the bee version of the moonwalk, as my wife says. And I watched him fascinated for a minute of like this incredible freak of nature. I was waiting for my wife to come back. He's walking upside down. This is a bee. He's just got these little legs. And then I realized, and also, he was kind of between, the way he was able to do this, there was a sign on the window, not plastered on it, but there was like some room between the window itself and a sign that was in the window. So the bee was kind of in between the window and the sign. So kind of, I guess, kept him from falling down. But I was like, how is he? It's like, Marcel, what is he doing? Then I realized that, it occurred to me at that moment that he was caught, he was behind the glass. I had thought for about a minute watching this bee that he was on the glass in front. And instead of walking up the glass like so, he was walking up the glass like this. Instead, what was simply happening was I was seeing the bee from the other side of the window, and he was actually just walking like a normal bee. It just looked to me like he's walking upside. No, he's not walking upside. You're just watching him from behind the glass, Dave. And I told you right then, I said, honey, I'm retarded. He said, you married a retard. Because for a minute, I'm like, this is a miracle of nature. And it was not. It was not in any way, shape, or form. Oh, man. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to mention, since we had Darren DeVivo there in the Daverhood talking about what's been going on in radio and public radio, it's been a rough, sad week for radio. NPR lost Susan Stamberg. She was one of the founding mothers of like All Things Considered. And
Was she
she was 88. She died.
Oh, she died.
Yeah.
That's right.
She and who were those other people that used to hear all the time in the 70s and 80s? Not Lynn Samuels. I remember there's like 4 founding mothers, essentially public radio, and she was one of them. It was
Who are the founding mothers of NPR? Nina and Koki?
Oh, Nina Totenberg. Koki.
Susan, Linda, Nina, and Koki.
Yeah. Susan, I don't know who Susan is, but...
What are the full names of the founding mothers of NPR, first and last name?
Thank you very much. So there would be, it was Susan Stamberg, who just passed, Linda Wertheimer, I don't really remember that name, Nina Totenberg, and Koki Roberts. I didn't realize that I mean, she probably left because, she was Koki. And a moocher.
Koki is the frog of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Koki. So that was sad. And also last weekend, and we've been talking about this for weeks and weeks, this past weekend was the final ever episode of the Dr. Demento show. Dr. Demento announced his retirement about half a year ago. I know. Even B is sad. He's depressed. Because Demento said about half a year, look, he seemed, in terms, it's not like he's ill, God will, or anything like that. He's gotten older.
He's done it. How many shows has he done?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
He did 1,000.
Every week for 40-something years. Well over 1,000 shows.
Let me ask the AI.
Yeah, please. Since 1974.
How many shows or broadcasts has Dr. Demento done?
We're waiting for the AI to answer the thing. Does it have a count?
No, here, look what it says. It gives his real name too.
Oh, Barrett Hansen, of course. Also known as Barrett Eugene Hansen, an extensive number of broadcasts during his 55-year career. I mean, he was doing radio before Dr. Demento a bit, but the exact total, estimate it. Show more, thank you. Assumedly, they have the count at something like 2,700.
Whoa.
So that puts me so far to shame. I did 1,000. He's done like two. That sounds like a lot, but
It doesn't really for 50.
for
It says
40-something
here,
years of Demento, yeah.
He said
Yeah.
for more than 5 decades, assuming 52 episodes per year.
Yeah. So it's probably in the realm of 2,500, I would guess.
And they're not counting the rebroadcasts on, I don't know, there's
No.
terrestrial broadcast was June in 2010.
Yeah. Well, no, you also have to count for the past decade. He's just been doing the shows on drdemento.com, but they're Dr. Demento shows.
His final show was October
11th.
2025, celebrated the end of his career, 3.5-hour show.
Yep.
Who would do a 3.5-hour show?
Well, he played 40 songs on it.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
He appeared on Late Night with David Letterman, The Simpsons, an anniversary special on Comedy Central, and guest starred on many shows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I remember I was a little actually upset, even though it was a joke. He was apparently Bart Simpson's arch nemesis on The Simpsons. It's like Bart had some problem with Dr. Demento. It's like insane. And let's not forget that we're...
He's an ethnomusicologist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. As well as a train enthusiast, as well as, a guy who did roadie work before he settled into a radio career. But yeah, he knew. Yeah, that was one of the things about Dr. Demento as a host. He wasn't just some goofy guy. Here's a funny song, morning zoo sort of thing. This is a man who studied music, and when he played a crazy song, he would tell you who the artist was, give you some information about them, put them in sometimes contextually into history, if the song was satirical or from 50 years ago at the invention of some object, and that's what the song is about. Demento is a smart dude. And he didn't play, he played goofy, but he didn't play stupid,
Okay.
which was a beautiful
He
thing.
played your song.
He played a couple of my songs. He played Jeopardy Ken,
Yeah.
and he played one other of mine, and I don't remember what it
I'll
was.
ask. Let's see. What songs by David Lefkowitz were on the Dr. Demento show?
I don't
It's
know.
Jeopardy Ken and Shaving Cream Edit.
He played that? He probably played a clip of that.
This is AI here.
Yeah.
I repeat names twice because AI doesn't get my language.
Huh.
Is that true? It could be hallucinating.
No, it could be hallucinating, but I also did a shaving cream version but there's a shaving cream version that I did that was really dirty that there's no way he would have played back then. So I literally have to go back and listen and check. And by the way, you can still go back and listen to older Dr. Demento shows.
It says here, it was on the Thanksgiving episode.
Cool. Yeah, no, I have to pay for it. I don't have the episode. But if you pay, I think $3 a piece, you can listen.
October 20, Jeopardy Ken was 2004.
Yeah.
And then it says this one was 2016. Is that
It's
sound
very
right?
possible. I've got to look at. Let me see.
Here we go. I have the 16th show.
Really? Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
have it. I have the.
If you go on the music database, yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
I have a list.
Wow. Look how fast you found this. I'm going to need my glasses to see it, but hold on.
It's some sort of somebody put that list together of the shows on the. I can't speak English. I'm still tired. The songs on the show. Is that the one?
Yeah. I'm looking for that because I'm sure I did a special version for whatever reason.
Maybe you did an edit for him.
Maybe. It was like Steve. I'm on the same show with Steve Goody, Monty Python doing Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, Stan Freberg,
It was a Thanksgiving show.
and Adam Sandler doing, of course, the Thanksgiving song, Louis Armstrong doing Cheesecake, Victor Buono, who else? Alan Sherman, but not doing the camp song. And Weird Al, there's always a Weird Al song. And Shel Silverstein, too. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And on the same thing as Baby Lulu and Arlo Guthrie. So, because he played the
But
Restaurant
that's
Massacre.
what somebody did a,
Right.
this is called Captain Wayne's Mad Music, and the topic was Thanksgiving. So did you do anything in that song about Thanksgiving?
I'm literally, I can't even,
You might have,
I have the lyrics. I actually, because if I go to davelefkowitz.org,
is there anything about Thanksgiving?
oh, no, you know what it was? It was November. It was election time.
Yeah.
So I wrote a shaving cream thing about Ted Cruz, about Marco
That's what it was
Rubio.
November, because I'm wondering why
Yeah.
November.
So,
Yeah, because Stephen Goody's song is about like Big Mouth, so like there's a lot of we're up against it now. So there's some of these are Thanksgiving.
and some of them are
I
political.
think the second set, you're in that other set.
Yeah.
So you had 2 songs, David,
Two songs on the, and I can give you this.
and that was 12 years apart, right?
Yeah. And Dr. Demento went past 2016 all the way
Look at
to
this.
last week. Yeah.
Comedian and radio personality Dave Lefkowitz, who spells his first name with a V, not a vid. Get it, Dave, not vid. David.
Thank you.
These
Yeah.
2 songs. Look, it's correcting you. It corrected me.
Who's that? Well, you said there, I guess I went as Dave,
Yes.
which I do as a
Corrected,
broadcaster. A new version of this novelty song, Shaving Cream.
Yeah.
Here's one that people, the media sneered at the Donald. They called him a twittering twit. They told him the polls had him losing. He told them to eat their own shaving cream. Savory ones. And Demento didn't play the whole song, but I think he did the line about Ted Cruz or something about that.
I wanted some of it. Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
that funny?
But and it was very nice of him.
And I don't use your AI on your phone, so it's not like it doesn't know me, but it got it right.
But and this was 2016. This was when Trump was first
I
elected.
think it's interesting that you had songs on that show 12 years apart.
I know, right?
I mean, that's crazy to me.
Well, and had I been more cognizant and competent and been Weird Al
Wrote
Yankovic,
things that followed his, apparently, thematic shows you might have done,
and also like Weird Al got on the Demento show in the late 70s, and he was on in 2025.
Al has an accordion, so
This is true.
you can't,
This is
you
true.
can't beat that.
And of course, the beautiful thing, I mean, it was always annoying to me that Demento played it.
Here's an
Yeah.
update. Panda Express is bringing crispy sesame shrimp and beef this month to its menu. You just got an update.
I would like the crispy beef.
Shrimp and beef.
All right, shrimp,
I
yeah.
love seafood. Ugh.
I love seafood. Anywho, no, but so obviously we send our best to Dr. Demento. Wish him congratulations. I wish
Did he ever pass the like the torch to the next
No.
He
is who he is.
Physician assistant Demento or some nurse practitioner.
I don't even remember what he said when we asked him what he was going to do with all those records and CDs and cassettes that basically killed a whole floor in his house. The floor sagged
He's
in.
still posting. I don't know what this means.
Well, first, I don't know if this is the official. Oh, Pico and Sepulveda. You know what that means. If you know, you know. IYKYK. Pico and Sepulveda. Pico and Sepulveda.
Well, maybe he's not posting. It could
That could be an official, semi-official site for him.
that there could be. But I hope that he does write a book or, he needs to do something.
He really should write. I don't know why he hasn't written the book.
Maybe he will now that he has time.
I mean, I was semi-disappointed when they did the Weird Al story. They had that Weird Al movie about his life. And it was going to be, this is how Weird Al rose from being just a high school kid doing goofy songs in the bathroom with the acoustics there and the accordion to become really as big a star as some of the people he parodied. And then they do this song, and Dr. Demento, played by Rainn Wilson, has a fairly big part. We watched this movie, but But being a Weird Al film, it was not biodrama. It was not a documentary. It was not docudrama.
Was it approved?
Oh yeah, well yeah, Demento had a big part in the thing. But the point was, it was an intentionally crazy.
It was farcical.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like surreal. Eh?
Yeah, Weird Al meets Madonna. He has this great affair with her.
Yeah, I mean,
Dr. Demento's pushing drugs.
Where did we see another film like that? Was it like we saw another film like that. It was a documentary that was absurdist.
Well, everything by Christopher Guest. But,
yeah, something like that, where it was completely. Yeah.
Yeah. So as much as it was a fun movie, honestly, I'm still waiting
The
for.
real life one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be 20 years ago. They were working on a documentary called Under the Smogberry Trees, which had all these interviews, all this footage telling the story of Dr. Demento back then, back in 2010 or whatever. And then Demento got on the outs with whoever was making the doc, pulled his support.
It was in radio. I looked at his biography, but.
I think he was a roadie. He was.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to school.
Well, yeah, and got his.
Masters.
Yeah. So, yes, as I said, a smart dude. I wish he had joined us on our 1000th episode. I didn't hear back from him. But he did join us many years ago, and he joined us on our 500th
That was crazy.
show. So, hooray. But, sad day that there are no more Dr. Demento
I'm
shows.
surprised that there's like nobody who will fill the void. There's got to be somebody like him who will fill it,
Well, the thing is, where do they do it? There's probably people on Sirius XM playing goofy music. There was a guy on WFMU who was. I didn't discover this until a couple of weeks ago.
Ask,
Yeah. But there was.
who will be the follow-up person for Dr. Demento? Who will take over that type of role in music playing of funny songs? Let's see. A single six. Oh, you read it, and then they have a Facebook one.
Well, you read it. Read
No,
it.
it's too long. You have to. I
all
don't
right.
understand.
Because there was a guy on the independent station WFMU who hosted a show called Bit Slap for many years. I just found out about it, and he worshipped at the altar of Dr. Demento, played novelty songs like Dr. Demento and otherwise, and was also very smart about music. I finally discovered the show. The guy died like a couple of months ago. But the archives are on FMU.
A bunch of people listed.
So Jeff Morris, creator of the Demented Music Database, he was handling writing and editing. So he's going to curate the library as he has been, the library of episodes and stuff. There's a podcaster named Insane Ian Bonds.
He sounds like a good follow-up. I think the name alone makes him good.
Insane Ian Bonds. And he was a former Demento archivist also.
So that's good because they know the music, yeah.
So fans are saying maybe him. Longtime sidekick Sulu, Susan Sulu Dubau.
Oh, yeah.
But, she was connected to the Demento show. It doesn't mean she's going
to want to do it, yeah.
The closest really is the Fump, which it's not a man. It's an organization called Funny Music Project, the Fump.
Oh.
And they promote the work of comedy musicians to help the genre.
Go to the Facebook post below and see it says, see?
Leaving behind an wait, the Facebook post, what about it?
No, it's me. Not that. That's official.
I haven't been following closely enough. This is from, a contributor to saying, if there's an heir apparent, or he says, should it be an heir, A-I-R apparent? I love this stuff. Al, but he's got his own thing going. Whimsical Will,
Oh, yes.
Musical Mike, and Damascus all come to mind. Or someone maybe behind the scenes like Mysterious Mose. This one's casting his support for Sulu, Susan Dubau. She has a calming voice, and the idea of hearing that voice DJing dementia has just the right of incongruity to it. It reminds me of when Irwin and Michelle Boulay used to host a show on
Why do you have this?
what's on the other side of it? Look, on the other side. When on FMU, Irwin Schusid and Michelle Boulay, co-hosted a show called Incorrect Music. You can still hear some of the archives. The archives are getting a little spotty on the station's website. And that was generally unintentionally funny music. Is a little different from novelty songs, although there were certainly novelties. And they were a great combination because Irwin was the musical know-how and the knowledge and picking the songs and things. And Michelle just had this beautiful radio voice. She just had this gentle, calm voice, and they worked together really well. And unfortunately, she passed like 10, 15 years ago.
There's nobody.
There's nobody.
They say honest to Betsy.
All right.
Barrett Hampton.
Yeah, but in terms of who would take over, first of all, there's no radio anymore. Yeah. Even Howard Stern isn't Howard Stern anymore because his audience is a tenth of what it was when he was Howard Stern. Yeah. I don't know. If I were 30 years younger, I'd be like, me! But then I realized just how much work goes into making a Dr. Demento show. It isn't like just going through a record collection and picking some funny songs.
Did they get paid, his people?
Ooh, good question. That's a really good question. I mean, Demento had to get paid
If he had
something.
A staff with so many people, they had to get paid.
Because what happened was the radio stations wouldn't pay him. He would get airtime, and then the stations would sell. I don't know how it all worked. It was one of the reasons he had to leave commercial radio. Yeah. It's just he wasn't getting syndicated anymore. There was just no way to do it. So, it was great that he was able to keep it going on the web.
And then named Barry is campaigning to be that person.
Barry who?
I don't know. Barry somebody.
So what's his platform? Where can he do it?
I don't know. He says he wants to do it. I read it in the other one. Susan Sulu likes him too.
Oh.
Barry, you are my favorite.
Aha. Aha.
And then Susan put this one. I agree, it's difficult, but then Susan Sulu gave that.
Oh,
back,
nice.
So she.
Because you think it's simple. You just put together a playlist now.
If he wants to do it, why not let him? If he's campaigning to do it, he has.
But what does it mean? Let him. It means where's your website?
Follow him. People will follow. It means like he needs the groundswell.
Yeah. Well, fine. Let him. He has to retire the name. He can call himself Demento Jr.
Yeah.
Or,
something.
Dr. Stepmento.
Yeah.
Demento Mori. But you can't have another person doing the Dr. Demento show. Certainly not while Hanson's alive. I mean, I guess you could, but there'd just be something off about it. Be something, let it be. The man had 55 years on the radio, 40-something of them doing the Dr. Demento show. Great. And thank God he's an archivist. He's the kind of guy who made sure to get recordings of almost every show he ever did. And you can go to drdemento.com and listen to them. But, and I haven't listened to the final 3.5-hour episode of the top 40 Demented songs of all time. I'm tempted. At one point, I'll probably just drop the $3 and do it to hear them. But not so much to hear them, but to hear him announce. Because I don't need to go to pay for a radio show to listen to a song that I can listen to free on YouTube if I see the playlist. Point is, it's Demento. The only thing that bothers me, the only thing that is worrisome, is if you go to drdemento.com, you can listen to, here, I guess I can actually do it. He has trailers for his episodes, which is really cool. You have to pay for the full show, but he does a little announcement every week to announce the upcoming show and why you should listen and stuff. And so I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize he was doing that. That's so cool. So if you go to where are the archives? Streaming. Here we go. You can listen to, I'll just get there. I'll get there. Eventually I'll get there. The show. He does promos. So you can listen to promos for all his recent shows. And as early as this year, they sounded fine. But this is the promo he did for the most recent, the final Dr. Demento show. Listen to how he sounds here.
Hello there, Dr. DeVivo here with a word about my show debuting early Saturday, October 11th, 2025. Well, this is it, folks. The culmination of my 55-year radio career. Yes, I'll be counting down the top 40 most.
I don't know why that music is so blaring, but you can.
Does he have a cold?
I'm wondering if he just has a scratchy, sore throat
Then
cold.
he sounds muted.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know, and just so that music is irritating. Let me try, and the week before, not so great either. Listen to how he sounds here.
Hello there, Dr. Demento here with a word about my show debuting early Saturday, October 4th, 2025. With the all-time top 40 coming up the following week, this weekend I'll be playing some of my special favorites that did not make it into that countdown.
Yeah, he's sort of talking like Dr. Elmo. He's got a very fluty, high, cracked voice.
I wonder why.
But, and so I'm like, I get worried. I'm like, well, I haven't heard him in a while. He's gotten older. But if you just go a few weeks back, and, to some promos earlier this year, he sounded more like this.
Hello there, Dr. Demento here with a word about my show debuting early Saturday, March 22nd, 2025.
I mean, obviously he doesn't sound like a young man anymore, but that's still Dr. Demento. So what I am hoping, what I am praying is that isn't an indication of why he's quit. That there's something else going on with him.
You don't think he would say it? He's pretty open.
Okay, yeah. Maybe he just had, and maybe he says on the last couple of episodes, I'm battling a cold here, so my voice isn't what I want it to be. I don't know. It's like they're obviously last week or earlier this week, Diane Keaton passed away. Big shock to everyone because mainly because she was 79 years old. 30 years ago, if a 79-year-old died, you'd be like, oh, she was 79. Now it's like 70. She was just 79. What the? And also because we always have her. She never played old. She never played doddering grandmas or the typical stereotypical older lady things. Even in her films when she in the mid and late 70s, she was still being the goofy, eccentric, sometimes romantic complications, being still Diane Keaton. So he never thought of her as getting old, or old sick. And then the cause of death is pneumonia, which, okay, I get it, but then that doesn't necessarily jibe with friends saying, and people who did see her over the past couple of months, that she started wasting, that she had lost a great deal of weight, was looking frail and pale.
Did she have cancer? What was that?
So they're saying she died of pneumonia.
Oh, that could be though.
It could be. It's like all those people who died of pneumonia, but they actually had AIDS.
Why would they lie though?
It's not that they're lying. The cause of death on the death certificate was pneumonia. But whether she had something over those past few months that either was undiagnosed or that was diagnosed and she's just like, nope, not going to deal, or maybe she was being treated and then pneumonia took her out. I don't know, but it does seem a little weird and suspect to me. Because you're not going to walk around, you could get walking pneumonia, but you're not going to have pneumonia for months. You know more about nursing and stuff than I do.
You could get it at the end and it could take you out. It could
Right.
kill you. You could die from pneumonia.
But then why was she losing weight and looking frail for weeks before then?
I don't know.
That's what it's a weird thing to say. I always figured she'd be the type who would get leukemia. And I don't know why that
He said
gets...
she had something, that's why she wore turtlenecks. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh.
I don't know. It's all rumor.
She wanted her to lecture. She was in her 70s, and women in their
She
70s.
always wore high collar.
You know, they have Donald Trump neck.
No, she was always a modest dresser.
Oh, true. And she had her own style, and we all fell in love with her in Annie Hall. And, you know, she felt she had to be a serious actress and do these serious films, which was probably not quite a mistake.
Oh, God.
Well, no, she was good.
No.
What?
We have the Italian festival, which I call Italian American because these aren't Italians.
Mm-hmm.
They have a soccer demonstration.
Okay. Italians love their soccer. But anyway, we bid farewell to Diane Keaton. We bid farewell to... Also, I have to mention that a friend of the Daverhood passed a couple of days ago. Alfa-Betty Olsen died at the age of 88, ripe old age at least. Alfa-Betty Olsen was a guest on this show with her longtime co-writer, co-conspirator in comedy, Marshall Efron. The two of them combined on Marshall Efron's, Illustrated, Simplified, and Painless Sunday School, which was this wonderful comedy show that they used to do on Sunday mornings on CBS, all about, not in a nasty or naughty or, what's the word? What's the word when you make fun of religion in a I can't think of the damn word.
What do you mean? A blasphemous?
Blasphemous, thank you.
I don't know if that's the word you
That's
want.
the perfect
I don't know
word.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, not in a blasphemous and kind of a gentle, mocking, loving way of the and low budget way, goofing on the Bible stories that Efron and Alfa-Betty Olsen. She was off camera. He was basically the only person on camera playing all the roles in the show. It's a really fun show if you get to watch old episodes of it. And we had her on with Efron, and we were asking her about the earlier work that she was doing with a fellow named Mel Brooks, because she was his helper, his secretary.
Oh, here you go.
What Alfa-Betty Olsen was this? Muse. I don't know if she was the muse for Efron or for Mel Brooks.
Oh.
But she helped when he was
Keaton was the muse of Woody Allen, no?
Yeah. For a while, so was Mia Farrow.
Oh, yeah.
Scarlett Johansson was his muse for a couple of movies. He finds a beautiful woman and is like, and then moves on and finds someone younger.
Who was the last one?
Well, one hopes Sonia's. I think she's a wife. She's not a muse for him. After that, he kept going to different, young actresses. But he had, if there was a muse, it was Diane. And one could say that Mia Farrow was a muse for him for quite a bit. But anyway, what was I saying?
About all the deaths and friends of the neighborhood.
Oh, Alfa-Betty Olsen.
Yes,
Alfa-Betty Olsen was, she helped Mel Brooks when he was scripting with Buck Henry the Get Smart. And then Mel was like, I can't type. Can you help me? And he was working on this script for a movie called The Producers.
Oh, wow. How funny.
So he calls Alfa-Betty
That's
Olsen,
funny, right?
hires her to help him. But it's more than just typing. The typist has power, she said. And
What did she edit?
well, she can know when a joke is landing and when it's not landing. She can type it a certain way. He can bounce things off her, which he did. She can have ideas. So in shaping the script that would become the masterpiece that is The Producers, Alfa-Betty Olsen wasn't just like a hired gun typist. She was part of the genesis of one of, if not the greatest movie comedy of all times. So if you want to hear her talk about that and about her work with Marshall Efron, you can just go to davesgoneby.com, and catch their interview. I think they were on in 2011. It was a few years back. But it was great to have them both in the Daverhood. It's only an audio thing. This was before we were doing video. But yes, we do have that conversation. I was very proud to be able to get both of them. And we do say a very, very fond farewell to Alfa-Betty Olsen who passed at the age of 88.
What a cool name, though.
Alfa-Betty, right? Isn't it wonderful? Wonderful. Well, we're getting alpha better and better here on this 1004th edition. I know that was really bad.
No, look at the names on your people.
Wait.
Here.
Oh. Well, I can't show this, obviously.
These are the names of your.
What, is AI doing this?
I don't know. It's the names of your people.
So on my phone,
Yes.
it has the people who are on my contact list.
No,
and
no,
it's
no,
put
not
pic-
that. No, it's your
Where's the phone?
pictures. It's sorting your pictures.
Oh, sorting my pictures, okay. And it has pictures of relatives.
Or people that you photograph a lot. It's some
All right, I'm going to cover up the top half of it,
Okay.
just to show the bottom one, a fellow named Ted. Somehow I've been contacting Theodore Roosevelt.
You've been taking pictures of Theodore Roosevelt.
I have.
Oh, really?
I have.
That's good to know.
You know why? Because when I was growing up, I had so many bullies. And that was his big word. He was bully for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but David, like, he's been not with us for a long time. It's good you have access. That's pretty cool.
So he's Ted. And then under these other circled people on my phone is calling me Mr. Davy.
There you go. Mr. Davy.
You,
Yeah.
and there's a great picture of you, Birdie.
Bird.
My aunt
Yes.
is called Miss Carol.
Oh,
Her name's not Carol.
did you ever have a show where you called her Miss Carol?
No, not that I ever. No.
You sure you're not calling her Miss Carol? Okay.
My mom, who has been on this program, like her voice, you hear her every New Year's show and birthday show. The caption for her, honest to God, do you want to do it? Because you'll break up laughing. Yeah, because my mom is called Lady Man.
Maybe it's from Thailand who did it.
I don't know. I have no idea how this is happening.
Is there anyone else in the...
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
My beloved Aunt Esther, my mom's sister.
Yes.
Well, no, we don't call her Esther anymore. Oh, no.
What's her name? What is it?
We call her Aunt Boing Boing.
Really?
Really?
Aunt Boing Boing?
Aunt Boing Boing. I'm going to cover up your thing, but here's the trio. Here's my mom. Oh, shoot, I lost. Here it is. My mom, my dad who is, by the way, Dada, okay.
At least that's closer.
Yeah, except
you never called him Dada.
I know.
Did you ever call him Dada?
Never called him Dad. Maybe when I was 1.
Well, so...
Now I call him Dada, but
David, I was looking to see your pictures.
I don't know why it does that.
Birdie, Miss Carol, Lady Man, Aunt Boing Boing.
And Boing Boing is great. And Boing Boing.
And why do you have Theodore
I don't know! I have no idea what these represent.
You have Theodore Roosevelt, like with your family or somebody. These are,
Maybe the pictures I used.
Yeah, whenever you went to that Theodore Roosevelt Museum.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I
why
did.
why is he coming up?
I don't know.
You should have, the deer should be some of them, right?
I don't know what my phone does. I can't get my phone to work as a fucking GPS, but this it does. No matter what I do, when I'm driving from home towards like 5 miles away, I get to a certain turn, and I've got the GPS plugged in, and it's in my phone.
So use Mom's phone.
I know, I will use her, but it's just, it never fails.
You have to ask Aunt Boing Boing. What is Boing Boing? Do you ever call her that?
Aside from the fact that one of my aunts is Aunt Bonnie,
Yeah, why?
she's Miss Carol. It's my other aunt who's Aunt Boing Boing.
Well, did you ever call Bonnie Miss Carol?
Why would I call my
It's a
aunt?
joke. I don't know. Like, was a...
It sounds like something from the Magic Garden or something, or Miss... but
I'm going to ask.
Who is Miss Carol? I don't know.
Who is Miss Carol in television? Oh, she's on Rugrats.
I've never seen Rugrats.
Romper Room.
Romper Room.
Are you sure? Because why would...
I don't know!
Aunt Boing Boing.
I don't know, Aunt Boing Boing. Now, if I were talking about Kirsty Noem, I'd call her Miscarriage. But then,
Why did you get Boing Boing?
I didn't get anything. It's the phone.
Miss Boing Boing. No, and Boing Boing.
And
Sorry.
Boing Boing, excuse me. Miss Carol and Boing Boing, and my mom, Lady Man. Our phones are going to kill us.
I think maybe, but isn't that like a Thai saying, David? Lady man?
Well, Lady Boy and Lady Man, yeah.
Let me see where it comes from. Maybe we'll figure out what happened.
Lady Man.
What does the term lady man mean? Oh, maybe it's ladies man.
All right, my mother is a ladies' man.
Why it says that?
I do not think so.
What is a lady man? They keep doing ladies man.
No.
Man who's charming and popular. No.
No.
David?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, no, there was a story in the New York Post this morning about a boy, male boy.
Yeah.
There was an error on his birth certificate.
Yeah.
Where he was marked as female. And now the school that he's in won't let him play on the boys' team because he's technically, his birth certificate says he was a woman. And it's not like he can just, take down his pants and say, like, no. He's got to get like this $2,000 test to prove that he's male if he wants to play on the boys' team at the school.
All he needs is to have him send a picture to your phone and we'll give him a new name.
That's right. He can be anything he wants to. He can be Turtle.
The phone is so weird. Why did you do that?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. The phone does things.
David, it's a phone. It's not like a sorcerer.
Oh, really? Oh, really? We don't even know what the hell our computers are doing at this point.
That's true.
We have no clue of where AI is going to be taking us in the next 15, 20 years. We're going to be really, really lucky if AI doesn't blow up the world by accident.
Whoopsie.
Or by design. I mean, seriously, I'm not even joshing. And I wonder what we'll call my cousin Josh. But
Oh, and I'll put him in there.
So anyway, it is, what time is it? It's about 5 minutes to 11 in the morning Eastern time. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me.
Too much.
I know, right? With me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife.
No, with you, Mr. Davy.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. and Bertie.
Thank you. Good girl.
Well, we still have our Colorado Limerick. We have story time to do, and I think it's about time for.
Oh my God.
You okay?
No, it's too much.
I think we should get to. Oh, by the way, I know you don't want to see this, but you missed my old phlegm this morning.
Please don't do it. Please don't.
All right.
I can't.
All right.
Please don't.
I'll totally calm you down in
Here,
like
okay,
seconds.
Here, why don't you do this? Let's play a little game.
Yes!
We may not make it to the Italian festival.
Oh, we're going. We're going!
No,
Maybe not.
No, I don't think it'll be too late by the time we're done. But
No, the festival doesn't start until like 11 or...
we can practice this and pretend it's bocce here.
Okay, well, reminding
I'm
everyone
giving you one of each, okay?
that our local grocery had these on sale. So we got one half price. This is, of course, a really kind of neat cornhole
Beautiful, yeah.
set made in
Fair
India.
trade. It's fair trade.
What does that even mean?
Fair trade means that the people who create it get a decent wage.
Oh, who cares?
So, unfair trade means you get 3 cents an hour. Fair trade means you get whatever the minimum wage or fair wage is within that place.
All right. So this set is actually cornhole. Or I don't know what they would say in India. It's like puri hole.
Corn, I don't know what corn is.
But what you do if you don't know cornhole is you have to, it's just like skee
I'll
ball.
give you the video on your phone you could show people.
So,
I'm going to show you the video from last time.
and here's, the idea is you stand a certain distance away from the board, which has a hole in it, and you try and get the little bean bag, the little corn bag, whatever, into the hole. If you land near it,
here.
your opponent tries to knock you away and go in. A little bit like
That's the video. Here's the video. Okay. It's the video.
Oh, here we go.
It's the video.
Here it is. There it is.
You can demonstrate.
Oh, this is us.
Yes, it's a demo.
How'd you find this so quick?
Because I'm skilled.
Okay, so we're about to play this game. This was last week's episode.
So people
Oh,
can-
I just missed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. People can get a sense of it before we play today.
So All right, well, guess I'm warming up for the next round there.
How about Mr. Davy?
All right, yes, yes. And there we go. Oh, see, so I landed real close.
That was good.
That one was good. And I probably tried to knock that one in and just lost it completely. No.
So good.
But that's what you're supposed to do. Land the little
Do you want
bag.
me to videotape it so you could do it again, show it today?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I can get rid of this one, so I'm going to tape it this time. And then what I'll do is, then we can delete the old video. Well, you can do that later.
But the thing I want to also do is to make sure that this grabs our game here without putting you on camera.
No, I was going to do video and you show the video of the game.
Oh, right after we do it. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
I think that's,
All right, here's...
I find video.
Okay, so we've got our bags, our cornhole bags.
I'm not right. Okay, you tell me when you want to.
Should have gotten these from the Whole Earth catalog. All right, tell me when you're taping.
I don't know if I'm taping. Okay.
All right, we have liftoff. So do you want to go first, or I'll go? Well, you're taping. How can you go here?
You go
All right.
all of them.
So I'm going to toss this onto the cornhole board is on the floor. Here we go. Missed it, went far. I did hit the board though. And I missed it again. I gotta go a little bit shorter. Here we go. Oh! Landed on the board, near the hole, but no luck. And then, ladies and gentlemen, one more. Oh, God. I do suck at this game. So, now I'll hold the phone and then my wife will go. Because she does better at this than I do.
I can do both.
All right. She probably can, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Okay, that's one she missed. Oh, one in the hole! Third one she missed. And then the fourth, almost covering the hole. Now grab the video and we can show the instant replay. I don't think we can do it in slow motion, but we will show it real time. And we're here in northern Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, on this cloudy, kind of chilly, but really nice day for the Lefkowitz Dave's Gone By Cornhole Championship between Dave and his Mrs. Birdie. They're playing with 4 small cornhole bags on the desk cornhole set. Here we go. This happened just live. It's kind of like the Masters, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Here's my first shot. I don't even know where that one went. Then I had another shot that went.
That's your first shot.
Oh, okay, here we go. My third shot was the best one. It's one that landed physically. Oh, there it goes. Nope. This is why television was invented. There we go. That was the good one. That was good. And then I had one more, but it skittered off in the wrong direction. Yep.
No.
So that was mine. That's
me collecting them. I put it in for you to win.
And now Birdie is going to take her try.
Yes, Mr. Davy, thank you.
So she's grabbing the things.
Whoop.
Well, no. Yeah, that was the one shot went right in. And then third one came real close. So definitely you're up 1-0.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Very good.
I'm trying.
Very,
Should I
very
take
good.
the old one off?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, oh boy. Oh, what fun we are having, ladies and gentlemen.
You're getting better.
Uh,
You are.
I just don't have... I used to love skee-ball. That was my favorite thing to do at arcades.
The picture of where's the deer that stayed in?
But we used to go to arcades when I was...
What's this picture of the car?
I don't know how that went off.
Taking a picture of the car.
We used to go to arcades when I was a kid, and it was just you know those skee ball things. I think I have a desktop skee ball too.
Show them your friend.
Here, let me show you my friend.
For him?
Oh, so this is about 2 weeks ago.
Still, was that long ago, David. He was the one who stood in the yard the other day.
Was it this
I think
week?
it was this week, yeah. And you called me, and he was like, He was scared of the moving leaves.
Oh,
He was
yes.
the one, he saw the leaves and he was jumping and playing, and then we thought there was another deer and it was just leaves moving, like some weeds moving or some bushes. He got really into
So
it.
there's this deer.
With a very
Speaking of
white tail.
retarded, there was this deer in our yard.
I think he was hallucinating. He might have ate some mushrooms or something.
Because he kept like looking into the bushes like for a friend.
Well, we thought there were other deers, and then the bush would move, or the little leaves on top would move, and I thought, oh, there's a deer coming. It was just wind, but he was like jumping and looking.
And he kept going back and forth looking
yes.
for his friend for like a half hour. This deer was in the yard,
But
just
it's
being
like,
like,
you know, what do they say? Like, get the hint. Like, it's not you, it's me. Like, when all the deers leave you,
Yeah.
and you're waiting there a half hour, and nobody comes to pick you up, I think they gave you the wrong address.
But I thought this was a parent looking for like one or two of the kids. Because this one's grown enough to be a parent.
He was looking for, like, you know, like when I never did this, but when people date and they don't want to meet, like at a club or something, they don't want to give the person the real number.
Oh, yeah.
I think they all said we're meeting in our yard, and they were probably
No,
3
no.
blocks away.
Yeah. I felt bad for the deer after a while, but
Well, I was having a good time playing with the hair. I mean, that was a good, you know.
yeah, no, he was perfectly fine. He didn't do anything amiss.
Yeah.
Because like a few days before, I did see a couple of deer. There were three deer in our yard.
Yeah.
A mom, I guess, and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And one by one, they took turns shitting right in our yard. I mean, first the mom turns around and you just see, and then the kids are like, "Oh, that seems like a good idea. Let's ruin the grass in their yard too."
Maybe it's fertilizer to do.
Is it?
I don't know.
I always wonder why you can't just throw crap on the lawn and let it do its thing. It has to be like
Mr. David, give me a
broken
call.
down and turned into. But no, it's relevant because I finally, after all these years, got to see the Bertolucci film 1900.
Oh, what is it about? Deer poo poo?
It's a very fucked up film, but it's also got genius in it. Parts of it are incredible.
Is deer feces good for your lawn? More harm than good.
Ooh.
Oh, too much nitrogen, like the wee.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
And
so
E. coli coming out their butt.
well, that ain't good.
And a chronic wasting disease if they got that.
Well, it's a good thing Diane Keaton didn't come and shit on our lawn. But in this film, 1900, which Bertolucci did, coming off the success of Last Tango in Paris, and it was an international cast. Had Burt Lancaster,
Wow.
Robert De Niro, Gerard Depardieu. Dominic Sanders, this 5.5-hour epic film that is so gorgeously shot. It's the most beautiful film maybe ever.
Who's Bob Frankie?
I don't know. Who's Bob Frankie?
R.I.P. Bob Frankie.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Gorgeous film, but also at times unbelievably like ham-fisted, stupid and dumb and cruel and ridiculous and sexually depraved. I don't know what's in Bernardo Bertolucci's dreams, but he has some of the most weirdly sexual fetishy things in this movie that have nothing to do, really. You could make a connection with a story being told of Italian peasants encountering fascism, old world versus new. The film is absolutely worth seeing, especially on a big screen. But be prepared for parts of it you're sitting there just laughing. But there's one scene, and you can go watch this. It's on YouTube or somewhere, where Donald Sutherland, who's the best thing in the film, he plays the evil fascist.
Oh, God.
Named that. No, it's great.
That's great casting.
That grin of
honey,
his.
honey.
Yeah. Well, I'll get back to that in a moment.
That's what they send you in the Facebook.
As well, they should. Except, I mean, there's a certain level of, like, it's not just potato day. It's mashed potato day.
That means they drink.
That's our show.
No, they get mashed. I mean, they get smashed.
Oh, smashed.
Smashed
Oh, that makes
potato.
sense.
Yeah, they drink a lot of ketchup and they get sleepy.
It's from Main Street Bistro. I don't even know where the hell that is.
That is either.
Weekly wear $500 gift card. Maybe I'll enter that. Love Main Street products. I guess they also box up things that they sell at the supermarket. But there's a scene there's many messed up scenes in 1900, but there's one where the townspeople are getting back at this cruel, savage, awful, fascist Attila, the Donald Sutherland character. And they finally get to have at him a little bit. And what they do is, they're farmers. They got nothing. But they do have, it's plow season and stuff. They got tons of manure.
Oh, wow.
So they're grabbing hunks of cow shit and throwing them at Donald Sutherland. I think they're really doing it with real shit because it's Bertolucci. They're actually throwing like tons of fresh cow dung. And to make sure that we know this isn't like chocolate, and we know that this isn't fake dung, which is probably what, what's his name? Borat used in his thing when he bagged up his poo. And that was probably fake, assumedly fake poo that Borat used in the film. But to make sure that we realize he's not cutting corners on anything, Bertolucci has in this scene a close-up of a farmer, or a guy playing a farmer, rubbing the anus of a cow to make it, and he's going, oh, come shit, yes, come shit. And then he cuts away, there's more people throwing shit at Donald Sutherland, and then Bertolucci cuts back to the cow shitting in close-up. This is in like a multi-million-dollar epic movie that was a big flop when it was finally released and controversial, and Bertolucci had a fight for his version of the cut, and the studio's like, we're not releasing a 7-hour film. It's not going to happen, Bernardo. Certainly not this one. But if you do see the film, as awful as some of it is, because they've got Vittorio Storaro behind the camera, and he did the Godfather films and other stuff for Scorsese, for Coppola, you do have to see it. But just be prepared, and especially the last hour is mostly terrible. You go through 4 hours of this movie, and then the 5th hour is like, what are they doing? This becomes agitprop, but it just, he totally loses the thread. But the imagery is extraordinary. And of course there is, I will never forget now, the shit scene of pelting Donald Sutherland, presumably with real dung, and the farmer stimulating the cow's ass to make real, actual dung for the movie. The things we do for art, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, and you know what's funny? And if I'd known this when I was younger, this movie came out, I think, in 1976, which was a few years before I wrote the play Candide that they did in California. And one of the things that happens in Candide is Candide gets away from Germans by pelting them with shit. He hits someone in the face with a pile of shit. If I'd known that this had already been done, I don't know, I might have come up with a different idea.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. I thought, this is my novel idea. Pelt a Nazi in the face with shit. Little did I know, 7 years earlier, they were pelting a fascist, Nazi-related character with shit in 1900. Oh, you live and you learn. Anywho, shall we get to some criminality, dear?
Sure. I have to play the lower bell because I don't have a headache, but I can't take the big bell, so let me do the big bell quietly.
Well, we got that other dingy bell right there, too.
Quietly.
Okay, all right. Oh. So Greeley Times
Let's put it here.
is based on phone calls.
This is a harmless one.
Yeah, do it up. Oh. Let me see if I can I'm going to stimulate the ass of the pig to see if it'll make some pork for us.
Oh, somebody wants to be on the phone call. They want to be part of the phone.
Oh, who's that? Oh, we got these guys. So, yeah, we've been buying these things now. They're called Fugglers. This is like a Japanese version of me.
Show the baby.
The
pet.
The pet is really cute. There it is. My wife had the eyes.
We had to give eyes. He just had horns and he needed eyes.
He's very cute. And then, of course, we have this. And now...
Our friend said it looks like an Ewok.
I see that, yeah.
I see that too. I didn't know what it looked like, and then when she said it, that's the word I was looking for.
So all of these guys, I guess, we're gonna use them as phones in our Greeley Times
You could just use
segment.
one at a time,
Yeah, exactly. So here's the deal. We already have a call in. Greeley Times has to do with real phone calls that come into the Greeley and Weld County Police Department in northern Colorado. The newspaper, the Greeley Tribune, collects the funniest ones, publishes them with the identifiers stripped, and then, yes, these are some of the folks who are calling the police day after day after day. So, for example, let me get my glasses on. A caller on 65th Avenue said he had caught a snapping turtle with a fishing pole and was unsure what to do with it. So, I would call the police. I was like, I've got a snapping turtle on the line. What do I do?
I think you take it off and put it back where you found it.
Or the police chief said, quote, boys, get over there and make it snappy. That's the comedy. That is the kind of comedy we do.
Tiny violin?
I have the sad trombone. I've got that, so I'm good. I may use that, in fact. Oh, another call. I'll get the other phone. Yeah, hello. A caller on 50th Avenue saw a man with blue gloves
Ew, what's blue gloves?
walking around the neighborhood, quote, like he didn't want his fingerprints noticed.
Maybe it was cold.
Could have been. I was like, blue gloves, everybody, those are the gloves you get in the supermarket. Is it blue glove weather? Because it's certainly not winter glove weather. Maybe it's blue glove weather. Okay. I'll get it. I got it. A caller on 12th Street said a woman was outside yelling for someone named Silver and throwing pebbles. First of all, if I were...
That's for horse.
Maybe. Hi-oh!
Yeah.
So, and throwing pebbles, which if I were Fred Flintstone, I would be livid about that and basically have her arrested. But Silver, that's actually, it's interesting. We have so many weird names for children.
Yeah.
Was Gwyneth Paltrow famously named her kid Apple?
Yeah.
Gold, silver, copper, and brass have not been picked up as names
What about
for...
oro? Oro? No?
No. I don't think Spanish people name, or anybody names them after precious metals. Oro, no. How do you say silver
I was
and
thinking of the same thing.
gold? Yeah.
How do you say gold, silver, and bronze in Spanish? Oro, plato, y bronce.
Plato. No.
Plato.
Yeah.
Plato.
Nobody names their kid Plato.
Or dorado, like dorado, like golden.
Places
Maybe
that-
Dora comes from Dorado. Dora might
Okay.
come from Dorado, meaning gold.
Yeah. All right. So that I get it. All right. Maybe, but not in American names. Not bronze, silver, sil. Silver is a last name, and gold, of course, is a Jewish name. Both gold and silver are Jewish last names. Come to think of it, you don't get a lot of coppers.
Why aren't children named gold, platinum, or bronze?
Any info on that?
Some quarterback named their kid Sterling for Sterling Silver.
Sterling is a name. There was Sterling
And
Hayden,
bronze.
the actor. Yeah.
Sterling and bronze.
No, nobody's named
Someone
Bronze.
named their daughter Golden.
Oh, okay. There you go. It is a good name. Now that I think of Gold or Golden, kind of a lovely name. It just surprises me. It just occurred to me. I don't know why that if you have a kid named Silver. No, because there's I heard there's one student in a school where I am whose name this is the best name ever, Marvelous.
I love that.
Isn't that great? The parents name their kid Marvelous. Which isn't that far from Marvin, if you think about it. Oh, we have another call. Here's the call. I'm going to get it on the Bison phone. Yeah, huh? Where are you? Oh, a caller at a business on 35th Avenue saw someone in a white car with no rear or front bumper driving onto the property while holding a flashlight out the window. This is a car that's on its last leg. This is a car that's like there's nothing. There's no lights. He has to hold the flashlight as a light. That's great.
I don't have them, but you have your little lasers. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh,
no, not the ice cream truck. No. Oh, here come the Jewish space lasers. Oh, you okay?
I'm sorry, I can't. I have no dexterity. I'm sorry.
Oh, your name's not Dexter. There we go. Yeah.
Let's hope this will stop.
Oh, another call. I'll get it. Hello. Hello, a caller. Where are you? At a grocery store on 10th Street said she locked her cell phone in the car with her 2 dogs. So,
Why can't they call for help?
it's exactly what I was going to say.
Come on.
You know, the dogs are in there in the car. They've got the phone. They've got paws.
Be like, Alexa, Gemini, please call
Alexa.
Gemini, please call for help.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could train a dog to press like the OnStar button in your car.
You know what that
should.
activates? If a dog presses that, you know what that activates?
What?
The sunwoof. Come on, that was quick. That was friggin' quick. I've got to tell this story. I really do have to tell it. So, it was in class this week, and talking about the space shuttle Challenger, because we're doing ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos, right? Talking about the different strategies that writers use to appeal to their audiences. And in terms of kairos, one of the examples that I use is the great speech written by Peggy Noonan that Ronald Reagan gave the night that the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up and killed Krista McAuliffe and all those other astronauts. Because it's a great speech. It does a whole lot, and it's beautifully written. It's very poetic. And it's perfectly delivered by whatever you think of President Reagan. It's a great moment in oration history. And one of the students, and again, I'm dealing with kids who are 17, 18, 19 years old. They don't know history. They can't remember because they weren't there. It's not even about remembering. But one or two had known about the space shuttle and the tragedy in McAuliffe. And one kid said that he had heard or read that before they got Krista McAuliffe, the school teacher, to do it, they were going to bring up Big Bird. I had never read this. I never heard this anywhere. They were going to take not just the costume, the act like Carol Spinney, Big Bird from Sesame Street.
I don't think you can go up in space wearing a costume.
Why couldn't you?
How could he wear a helmet?
Oh, I guess they put Big Bird on because they're all in suit. But it was like a walk on the moon. But wouldn't it be?
That's a lie.
I don't know. Can you look at was Big Bird?
Okay.
Was Big Bird on the space shuttle on
Challenger?
Yeah.
Was Big Bird supposed to go on the Challenger instead of Krista McAuliffe? It's AI.
Well.
You could look at the sources and say.
But is there a connection? Were they thinking when they were deciding who the 7th astronaut would be that it would be or might be Big Bird from Sesame Street?
I'm getting it from Britannica.
Oh, well, all right, okay. In the 1980s, NASA asked, this is from the Encyclopedia Britannica, this is not AI.
Is it? Yeah.
NASA asked Sesame Street performer Carol Spinney if he would like to orbit Earth in a space shuttle as the character Big Bird. I'd never heard this. Logistical problems with the 8-foot 2-inch costume forced them.
Small like Baby Bird.
Or Rolf or something. That is how Big Bird avoided being on the doomed Challenger mission.
Woo! Is that? Let me see. Make sure that's. I got it.
It says it's Britannica.
I know, but that could be.
And this kid, Megan got it from there. He had heard it a long time ago that Big Bird was considered for the space shuttle.
You can take it. I can't. Especially me as Birdie, I feel connected.
Big Bird nearly. This was from History Channel.
Big Bird escaped.
Big Bird nearly rode on the disastrous Challenger mission, and I could not, you know me, I'm in the class, I hear this, I never heard this before.
Yes.
And I look at him and say, my God, if Big Bird had been on the space shuttle, my God. And then I couldn't help, I said, fried chicken for everybody.
Big Bird is not a chicken.
Well, he's a bird, he's a big old,
He's not a chicken.
what is he then? He's a canary.
Big Bird. Yeah, he's a canary.
Probably a giant canary. But I was just like, and I told everybody, look, I have a sixth sense of humor, you gotta go with it.
I want to see what kind of bird was Big Bird? He's a canary.
He is a canary, all right. So the joke didn't quite land in terms of veracity. But I still think it's...
I can't believe that. Could you imagine, like, you know, that person was like, that puppeteer was like saved. They could have been killed, right?
But it's also an unbelievably stupid idea, because you could just bring the costume.
Or you know what they could do is shrink it down, right? You don't need to bring the person.
Yeah, but you want to say, I mean, kids want to hear him. They want to say, hi, kids, I'm on the moon. But they could do that with a recording or something. Yeah. It would be better off if they brought Mr. Rogers up. I mean, it wouldn't have been better for Mr. Rogers. But then it would have been like, oh, look, there's Mr. Rogers in space. As opposed to, like, could have been anybody in a bird costume. It's like if they bring Greeley up. If Elon Musk decides to bring Greeley, we don't know what Greeley it is. But anywho, I just thought that...
I would assume there would be more than one person playing a character. That would be what I would
Not on Sesame Street. I mean, maybe for cutaways and certain things, but no, those people were operating, and there's so much going on and so much skill involved that I imagine if anybody had to operate, then it would be Jim Henson stepping in himself or one or two of the other puppeteers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even Big Bird, I guess. Big Bird had to be manipulated and so forth. Anyway, we have another call. Where are you? This one. I'm going to get the horn phone. I'll get on the horn. A caller at a hotel on 9th Avenue said a group of men knocked on the door looking for someone who had sold them drugs before. What a fine hotel. What a fine establishment this is. It's like, hey, we got good drugs here. Where's the drug man? It's like, Mike had checked out 3 days ago. Oh, do you know where he went? No. Anywho, let's have another call. Another call. Speaking of 1900, I've got the poo phone. A caller on 45th Avenue Court said an ambulance came to his house.
Oh, no.
But he didn't call for it.
Oh, no.
And he wasn't sure why it showed up.
How does that happen?
I was like, when you need an ambulance to get there immediately, it's like, they're 5 blocks away stuck in traffic.
They got the number wrong?
Somebody either gave the wrong address or was it a prank? I don't know why else an ambulance would show up at unless you really need that pizza, like fast or something. But even then. Let's do one more and then we'll do elsewhere. So let's do it. Oh. The phones are ringing. Hello. A caller on 9th Street saw a man wearing, quote, a pantyhose mask on his head and waving his hands around in the air.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's this one? Wave your hands in the air.
Maybe
he was a cheap version of one of those things you like.
Oh, the wavy man.
Bring them out. We have them.
Yeah, because he had the pantyhose on his head.
So that's like to do the wavy man.
Like I say, when Pete Hegseth cuts loose, he's really out there. He's out there. All right. We're doing Greeley Times, by the way, but let's move away from Greeley, Colorado for just a moment or two to do an elsewhere story. This is a story from elsewhere in the world.
Oh, here we go. Wait.
And I'm so glad that you brought this out, because this is so appropriate right now for our elsewhere story. We're actually closer to this than Greeley, Colorado right now. Here's a story from Philadelphia. It's from the Associated Press. They reported on this. So, congratulations to a tattoo artist from Norristown, Pennsylvania, named Patrick Moser. Last week, and this really was last week, he won the prize for best sculpture made of scrapple at the Scrapple and Apple Festival in Reading.
Like that. Pig doesn't. That's you know what that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Moser, and I have the picture here that I can share my screen, but you're also welcome to find it on your phone. Moser won $100 because we know the budget for the Scrapple and Apple
He
Festival,
won $100. That's pretty good.
and a trophy for
wow.
his sculpture called Mush Push, in which he fashioned the pork breakfast meat into a scene honoring the Philadelphia Eagles' short yardage football play. The talent of some people.
I don't understand why anyone would do that.
Why does anyone do anything? He took Scrapple, which we'll tell you how to make that, actually. So here's the deal. The rules of the event made contestants fashion art from 5 pounds of Scrapple. 12 contestants were given sculpting tools and 90 minutes to create a masterpiece. And the judge, I swear to God, the judge was Sasha Suda, CEO of the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Wow. I love that museum. It's a beautiful
Oh,
museum.
yeah, well, yeah.
But they don't have any Scrapple sculpture, do they?
No,
Is
well,
there
maybe
no
they will
Scrapple
now.
Sculpture? Okay.
No. Regarding his winning entry, Mush Push,
Yeah.
you know what? Can you either find it or I'm going to share my screen because it's called, just go
Scrapple
Scrapple.
contest winner, Mush Push.
Yeah. It's the most disgusting thing you've ever
What
seen.
that doesn't make...
Yeah. You should see my wife's face right now.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Remember, it's a scene of the Philadelphia Eagles crossing the goal line by kind of giving
Okay, so...
the guy a push forward, a tush push. But he called his thing mush push. Let me see.
It doesn't
Yeah.
It looks like a lump of stuff. It doesn't even look like anything.
Well, that picture doesn't really show it.
Okay, let me find it.
Well, first let me show this, because
Let me find a good one. For
that's
you.
art.
I don't see them. They all look like that. Let me find one.
Because it's Scrapple. They're turning pig detritus.
And why didn't somebody take Gritty? Look.
Oh, did they do one of...
Is that Gritty?
It occurs to me now, it looks like an octopus, but also has the eyeballs and the face of Gritty.
Here, let me find it.
Which Gritty is from the Philadelphia team.
Philadelphia.
The Flyers, yeah.
A good image of Mush Push, the winning Scrapple sculpture.
I don't know if there is a good image of the winning.
Why do they call it Tush Push? That's even worse.
Well, that's the actual play. It's sort of like the guy's just near the goal line and they all go like, poof, and push him
I
forward.
don't think there's any...
Here, I'll show on my, I'll share it on my screen here.
Oh, wait, here's the happy man winning.
Oh, yeah, show this. First of all,
You'd be proud of that.
I'm minimized right now, but you can kind of see him.
Oh.
He's got tattoos everywhere. Let's hear.
I
Here's.
don't think it's a good quality sculpture.
Well, here you can actually tell what's going on.
Here, let me look at your... I gotta
Yeah.
get back on Facebook.
So from this angle, you can see that it is sort of a goal line stand, but it's a goal line stand as if everybody there were made out of like oatmeal and yogurt.
It's very difficult to see. He won $100 for that? Did
Yeah.
he win? Is this real Scrapple? Snapple?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And by the way, okay, so while you're looking at this thing, Moser, the sculptor, likened it to, quote, Caravaggio meets Siriani.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Caravaggio being the Baroque Italian painter.
Do you think he paid off the people?
No, I think this is, you can kind of see
There
where
were
they're...
11 other
Yeah.
contestants.
Yes.
He did win a trophy, too.
Yes, he did. It's a takeoff on the Eagles' tush push, a brotherly shove that pushes the ball carrier across the goal line. By the way, for those of you playing at home, you can make your own scrapple by boiling down beef and pork bones, mixing that with salt, pepper, and coriander. Don't forget the coriander. And then thickening it with buckwheat and cornmeal. Then what you want to do is throw it in the garbage and eat bacon, which is 1,000,000 times better. But ladies and
The
gentlemen,
Reading Terminal. They wanted this one to win.
oh well, is that gritty? Is it supposed to be gritty?
Yeah.
Let me just stop my share right there. Aren't you hungry for lunch right now? The scrapple mush. What is that? Wait, what is that?
You can't. I don't know if you can show, but that's a video of the guy at the Scrapple event.
Oh, yeah. There's. Yeah. Oh, look! They're working on a lump of scrapple, and they're turning it into that. Yeah.
Did you do potato story time for them?
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to get to story time. We also have our Colorado Limerick of the Damn Thing. It's 11:30 already. So let's get through.
Well, someone did the Liberty Bell. That should have won.
Whoa! This year?
Yeah, they did the Liberty Bell.
Instead of a clapper, the bell has a scrapper.
But they did the Kiss and they didn't win. How did they not win? And someone did a cowboy boot.
Oh.
This is the Liberty Bell.
Let me see.
Oh, God. He said it was difficult.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And why did this thing win? That's what
The
won.
hell? Yeah, well, that's a bad angle on it. You can't really see that it's a goal line stand.
I think the person who should have won was the Kiss. That was beautiful.
Really? Yeah.
That was beautiful, the Scrabble.
Well, so what did you think of the event? Yeah, I thought so. I thought so, Piggy. Let's do one more. Let's do one more criminality here in the Daverhood. Here we go. Oh, a caller, speaking of Colorado, a caller on Aspen Avenue saw a man running down the street.
That was gritty, by the way.
It was great!
She had pictures of gritty that she was using for example.
Yay! Yay! Well, in the spirit of gritty, here's the next phone call that came into the police department. Is a man, somebody saw a man running down Aspen Avenue, exposing himself. What I want to know is, it's very difficult to run if you're exposing yourself. You can walk around, you can stand still, and if you're naked, you can run naked. But running while exposing yourself, nobody's really going to see anything. Either, if your pants are down, for sure. If it's sort of open, unless you're blessed, unless you're Long John Holmes or something, nobody's going to, you might as well not even bother, right? Unless you can pull this in your pants and kind of fake it. I think, I don't think it's a good idea. Anyway, let's have one more piece of criminality. Whoa, that is surprisingly loud. A caller on 14th Street said some type of animal just ate her chicken, and it was still in a tree in the front yard.
What?
The caller said, this is actually a chicken alert in a weird way. The caller said the animal looked like a bobcat or something, and that it had orange eyes.
Oh. Wait.
And again, she's not clear whether she had a live chicken in her yard.
Has she just been on the dispensary call or something?
But whether, I don't know if it ate her like prepared Southern fried chicken or ate Big Bird, or if it was, a live chicken in her yard or whatever. But the thing ran into a tree and looked kind of like a bobcat, which I guess it's possible. I guess all things are possible in Greeley times. Trying to find my iTunes. Here it is. Play it, Groucho.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi-yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi. Yippee!
Now, I could take a vote, okay? In fact, I will take a vote, except I know no matter what, I'll be overruled because there are 3 potatoes on the table. But it's time for story time. It's time for me to share with you a story. But we have 2 options. The 2 options today are either, and Han, you get to vote also.
Okay.
You might be the tiebreaker or something. There is, of course, the couch potato or Penrod's pants. I think you're voting for the couch potato. Huh? Okay. We'll save Penrod's pants for next time. This one needs to be done. But we have 3 potatoes on the thing here, so thank you very much. So, Daddy, tell us the story. Tell us the story. Tell us the story. Okay, potatoes, I will tell you the story.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story, remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would, you gotta give in so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
So story time, we've been doing for a few years now. It makes my life kind of easy because I just get to read a book to you all, or parts of a book, and goof on it and have fun with it. How long ago? We were still in Colorado when it was the pet goat.
We got the first one because it was a cow for Hansel.
Yes.
And because he was lovely. He was a good mechanic. And you had to wait because we had to do something for the car. And he had all these magazines and stuff, and you found that book and you were enthralled with it.
Yes. In this gas station, they had a book called A Cow for Hansel.
It wasn't a gas station, it was like a car repair.
Or a service station, a repair, or a repair place. And I started reading on the air every week. We read a bit more of A Cow for Hansel. It took us a couple of months to finish the book. But now we tend to do shorter books or excerpts. And as soon as potatoes saw this book in our local library, they were like, "You must read this." Okay. So I'm going to read The Couch Potato by Jory John and Pete Oswald, a #1 New York Times best-selling team. So settle back, kids. They love it already. Look at the well, they don't love this. But look at the imagery, potato. I better keep him here, and keep him here too, so they really get to enjoy and appreciate it. Here we go. The Couch Potato. To Joel and Mako and Maya from JJ, who is the co-writer, and P.O. for Anders. Copyright 2020. This is the kind of thing people make during the pandemic. The Couch Potato. A Harper book, an imprint of HarperCollins. It starts profoundly. I am a potato. Genius! Best book ever! All right, potato. Let's see. Wait, you mean there's more? Yes, but that's just the first page. Oh my God! Not a small potato, like my brother, who for no good reason is standing near a fire hydrant. Okay? Not a sweet potato like my mother. Oh! Okay.
He wants to be part of it.
Of course he does. Look! Or not a frog potato, like our potato frog light here. No. Not, and this is sad, not a mashed potato like my Uncle Stu. He was in the Holocaust, you know. I know, potato. I am a couch potato. Oh yeah, it's true. My favorite place to slouch is on the couch. I spend all my free time sitting in this exact spot. Oh boy, here's another one. Here's a potato with
heard
things
about
of
the
shrimp.
space shuttle.
Oh yes, look at this.
Turn and put the
Ground control.
Put the switch on underneath. I'll do it.
He was on. You got. Oh, it's not. Whee! and ground control to Major Spud. Here he is.
He has to be in the window. He wants to see it too.
There. Okay. All right. We have it going on, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of friends books.
Okay. Make sure I can stay in the shot. All right. Why would I ever leave this comfy, cozy couch? It's got everything a potato could need. Well, where's the ketchup? We're going to find out, Potato. See, I have this and this. He's holding a remote control and a yo-yo. And this, he's got, I think, an Xbox controller game. And one of these, right, which is used for sexual spankings. And these headphones. And this popcorn and that, which is the little cute little drink thing. That's very funny, actually. And these bunny slippers. Happiest potato ever. Oh, and this. Check it out. This button activates a gadget that fetches me snacks whenever I want. Whoa. I actually am starting to envy this little tater here. Bam! Impressed? And I don't have to move an inch. Much easier than going to the kitchen. Basically, we just tell Daddy to get us ketchup. Yeah, that's true. They have an easier life even than the couch potato. If the most important thing in life is to be comfortable at all times, then I think I got it all figured out. I don't understand this potato, why he's getting his nails done. That's all, speaking of gender questioning. He's getting mani-pedi and a massage. But wait, there's more. I haven't revealed the absolute best part of my whole setup. It's everything you see in front of me. Have a look around, take it all in. Pretty spectacular, right? Yes, it's a sea of shimmering screens from wall to shining wall. What joy, what bliss. You think there's going to be a cautionary tale about spending too much time on TV and social media? I was hoping the book wouldn't go there, but that's where it's going to go. These screens feature my favorite shows. This is very cool. Check it out if we can get this close enough. Fries, mashed potatoes, and of course, Mad Yam, which gives you an idea of what popular shows were. This screen has all my unanswered messages, blah, 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 blah. These screens are where I play my video games, and this screen is a live stream of my friend, my best spud for life. So he is in contact with the outer world. I don't see what's wrong with the setup at all. Let's see. This is how my pals and I spend quality time together. Much easier than trying to meet up somewhere like folks did in the old days, that's for sure. Hey, Spuddy. Hi, Paltato. This is still the best book ever. I know, Potato. You guys enjoying it too? Okay, very good. Yes, from this very couch, I can control everything in my life all the time with just a few taps and a couple of clicks. Not bad, huh? Yes, sirree, this is the life. At least that's what I thought until the other day. There's always got to be that uh-oh. Here's the uh-oh moment of this book. Something strange happened. There was a knock at the door. It was a delivery. Whoosh, down the tube there. And it's the front door cam. I've got a ring thing here. Woohoo! It was my newest device, a video camera that would allow me to watch myself react while I was watching all my favorite shows. This really is, this was written already 5 years ago, and it's pretty damn prescient. All I had to do, was plug it in, and my room, nay, my kingdom, would be complete. But suddenly, everything went dark. Look out, coming through. Whoops, oof, out. Oh no, whump. Whump is usually the final one. I made it to the window. I pulled back the curtains. The sun seemed brighter than I remembered. And by the way, how the fuck does a potato afford an apartment with like a seaside view and landscape and a mountain? It's like, what? What money is this potato making? That,
Daddy Hines.
I guess. There was nothing better to do, so I decided to take my dog, Tater, for a walk. Outside. Well, it had been a while, which is kind of, I'm assuming, I don't know how Tater took care of himself, if this potato never got off the couch, maybe programmed, the machines to help his dog out. I don't know. Everything was so vivid. Like a high-resolution 156-inch curved screen, but even more realistic. Something smelled fresh. And then the dog went and wasn't so fresh anymore. After a few moments, I realized that it was the air. I heard a noise. Some chirps. A ringtone, perhaps. But no, I looked up to see some birds. I wandered down the street from block to block and across the neighborhood. And literally where Annie Hall and Woody Allen sat. Eventually, I found a park with a hill. There's a massive tree on top. It looked like a desktop background, only it was real. I leaned against the tree. Wasn't as comfortable as my couch. Not even close. But after a while, wasn't so bad. Any worries about the power outage and what I might be missing drifted away. Wasn't thinking about my favorite shows or my unanswered messages or anything else, really. Really should have been thinking about calling LIPA, because at some point he's going to have to come home and he's going to have to reset the circuit breakers, but okay. I noticed the stillness, the view, the sky, the clouds, the sunset, and those colors, my goodness. It took a while, because there was no fast-forward option, but eventually the sun sank behind the horizon. And this is actually the perfect book for this week, because the last couple of days we've had these red sunrises and sunsets here in Maryland. They've been pretty amazing. By the time I got home, the power was back on. Yeah! I hit the button to brush my teeth. Scritch, scritch, scritch. I pulled the lever to change into my pajamas. Bloop. Really? Do you really need to? Okay. I turned the knob to watch a bedtime story. Good night, Spud. Then I noticed my reflection in one of the screens. I wondered how much of my life had been spent in that very spot. It was then and there that I made the decision to peel myself off the couch a bit more often, maybe every day even. So it's a cautionary tale, but it's not going overboard. And so that's what I've done. I've started hanging out with my friends, my best spuddies outside. We've started biking and hiking and swimming. Dogs have a good time there. And hiding and seeking. Sometimes we have snacks and play board games. Sometimes we talk all day. We might just watch the clouds. There's no big plan. We just see what happens. And it makes me wonder, what if I don't always need to be totally comfortable? What if I'm happier when I have a better balance between my gadgets and the world outside? Because it turns out I'm more than just a couch potato. I'm an amusing potato. Damn right, Skippy. I'm a smart potato. Look at him playing chess there. I'm a kind potato. I'm an entertaining potato. Yeehaw. And I'm a sit on a hill and watch the sunset potato. Yes, there's a great big world out there, and I want to be a part of it in person. Except he's not a person. He just told us 20 times he's a potato. But don't get me wrong. At the end of a long day, after I've run and played and talked and laughed with my friends, I still think it's awfully nice to slouch on the couch. As if, of course, instead of watching TV, he's reading. And that is a horrifying title for a potato. The Catcher in the Fry. Wah, wah. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the really enjoyable and beautifully illustrated book, The Couch Potato, by Jory John and Pete Oswald, published by HarperCollins Children in 2020. So, let me ask my tater friends, what did you think? a little jejune. I know, a little obvious in its trajectory. All right, fair enough. And certainly missing quantifiably any kind of referencing or mentioning of ketchup. I know. Well, you know what, Potato? Months ago, I read the Heinz book, the biography of H.J. Heinz. That was one of the things we did on StoryTime. And I couldn't even finish the book because you guys got so bored. All you did was say how bad that book was, so we stopped reading it. Now here's a book that doesn't have Heinz in it at all, and you're not that big. Oh, no, I love it. I love the book. I just think it should be 7,000 pages longer. Oh, well, hey, maybe there'll be a sequel. Maybe we'll have an armchair Potato or a divan Potato. What do you think of that? See, he's all lit up at the idea. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Potatoes give definitely a thumbs up. Not 4 stars. How many stars, Potato? How many bottles of ketchup? 3.25. That seems about right. That's very good thinking, Potato. You too, Frog Potato. 3.25. Okay. They do have sort of a groupthink mindset. Some of them do. What about you, Potato? Oh my God! He thought it was a bedtime story. What? Did I miss? When are you going to read the book? I just read the book, Potato. Oh no! I missed it. Oh, no. It's okay, Potato. Remember that you can go back and listen to and watch this segment just by watching Dave's Gone By after the show's over. Facebook saves the entire show and holds it for a month or two. Plus, once we get everything rendered, every episode of Dave's Gone By is saved at davesgoneby.com. DAVESGONEBY. davesgoneby.com. So you can go back and listen to the first episode we ever did, to our 50th, our 500th, our 750th, and our 1000th, as well as our 1001st, 1002nd, 1003rd. And once this show is done, we'll save it, and by tomorrow, you should be able to watch it at davesgoneby.com. So yeah, Potato, if you missed our Storytime segment about the couch potato, you can see it tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, after the day after that. Oh, thank God. Oh, see, he was worried. No need to be worried, Potato. And no need to be worried for you guys either. davesgoneby.com has all the archives. Not to mention that we also put our archives at archive.org. Archive.org has a Dave's Gone By channel with all the same stuff. Plus, our audio archives are at castbox.fm. So if you just want to hear us as a podcast and you're not worried about the visual, go to castbox.fm. And then we have our YouTube channel and everything else. But the best place to start is davesgoneby.com and this Facebook page. Well, it is almost 5 minutes to 12 noon Eastern Time here in the Daverhood for our 1004th show. We still have our Colorado Limerick of the Dam to do, but we also have our, before we get to that, we also want to do some thank yous, thanking very much the guests in the Daverhood. So our big guest today, of course, Darren DeVivo, the former broadcaster at WFUV-FM in New York, current podcaster of a couple of different shows about the Beatles, both the Beatles together and solo. Things We Said Today and Talk More Talk, that's the Paul McCartney based, and the other solo Beatles one. You're going to want to find those in all the places that you find podcasts. And of course, radio stations, if you are hiring, Darren DeVivo is looking, as am I. But yeah, I mean, the man has 40 plus years in New York radio experience. So there. And he was a great guest today with Rabbi Sol Solomon. Find out more about him by going to shalomdammit.com. Shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. And that's where you can watch his stage show, episodes of his TV show that he did on Long Island Cable years ago, as well as read and hear all of his sermons, his rabbinical reflections, shalomdammit.com. So those are friends of the Daverhood and alumni now of the Daverhood today. But what about folks who who have appeared on Dave's Gone By in the past. What are they up to? I realize now I forgot to print out the page, but yeah, we're on Friends of the Daverhood.
You want to print it? I'll go fetch it.
No, I can read it right off the computer here. So, yeah, so thank you again to Darren DeVivo and to Rabbi Sol. But what else are people who've been on previously? What have they been doing? Well, tomorrow, if you go to Pete's Taverna in Riverhead, New York, you can see cabaret songstress Marissa Mulder. Or also, oh no, I'm sorry, that's today. I think that is, she's doing that today. Check your calendars.
Today's 18th.
Yeah, today's the 18th. So it's today for Marissa Mulder. Tomorrow, our friend of the neighborhood, Richard Skipper, is co-hosting the EMC Holistic Arts Fall Gala at the Hackensack Performing Arts Center in New Jersey. So if you need an excuse to go to New Jersey, and basically you need an excuse to go to New Jersey, see Richard Skipper tomorrow in Hackensack at the Performing Arts Center there. On Tuesday, David Dean Botrell is doing his solo show Teenage Wasteland at Dixon Place. And then towards the weekend, Carol J. Bufford is doing Dames of the Silver Screen at Birdland. That's on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And also starting on the 24th, Gabriel Barry is directing the play Reunions at City Center Stage 2 in Midtown Manhattan. And remember, you've got one more week to catch Austin Pendleton directing Italian-American Reconciliation at the Flea Theater off Broadway. Shout out to Evan Seplow, the founder of StageBuddy.com. Shout out to Vicky Quaddy, who is an actress in Chicago doing Late Night Catechism, which she co-created, as well as Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? Shout out to David Sheward, who writes theater reviews that you can read at TotalTheater.com, TotalTheater.com.
But MTV signed off in 2025. Did you know that?
What?
It said MTV, yeah.
The end? What?
MTV.
MTV. Music television?
It's a Facebook post. I don't know if it's real. It's your people, your Facebook people.
What?
Let me look.
Make sure this is real.
Okay, yeah, you know.
That should be front page. No, let me finish this up and we'll get it. So, and also shout out, in terms of radio, David Kenny does Everything Old is New Again, Sunday evenings on WBAI Radio in New York. And shout out to Eva Heineman, who does high drama theater reviews that you can watch on YouTube and on Facebook. Anybody else? No, I think that'll do. And of course, shout out to Dr. Demento one more time after his very last broadcast. And those, my friends, are the friends and alumni
MTV
of the Daverhood.
2025.
Oh, all right. MTV is not completely done. It is shutting down 5 music-focused channels in the United Kingdom and Europe by the end of the year. The flagship MTV HD channel, which is all about reality shows now, and the MTV channels in America are not affected. It's just prioritizing streaming and reality TV over music. So MTV is still here. They're just streamlining, cutting back, changing, doing what they do. But, see, this is why you can't suddenly jump on fake news and be like, oh my God, MTV is gone. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Yeah. Not that anybody really bothers looking at MTV anymore. Not that MTV has broken any important music in the past 30 years.
People even have broadband, regular TV.
Yeah, who the hell has cable now? Right? But artists still make music videos. I don't know where they go, what they do with them. I guess just on the websites and things. Everything changes, everything morphs and comes back and goes away and cycles to and cycles from. That's the world, and it has been. That has been, we forgot about records, and then records came back. We forgot about, other things. The jitney has not really come back. I don't know where I'm going with this. We're 3 hours into the show. It's noon Eastern time here in the Daverhood. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. My wonderful wife is with us too, and it's time to almost close the show. But we do that generally with a poem. We try and get high-minded and poetical because I've been writing a poem about different places in Colorado and bringing one to you every single week. And I've been doing this now for years. I've well over 300 cities, towns, communities, ghost towns of Colorado limericks of the damned. So the whole idea is you write a limerick, it's 5 lines long, you pick the name of a town, a real town, and then you have to rhyme it 3 times within the limerick, and then there's an internal rhyme. And then my, of course, real task is to try and make it funny and usually make it incredibly dark, sick, perverse, and to make even Bernardo Bertolucci go, whoa. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new one. We have a Colorado limerick this week, and it's for a place in Colorado called Canfield. Canfield, Colorado, our limerick of the damned. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain,
So, Canfield, Colorado, it is still kind of an unincorporated community in Boulder County, which is in central northern Colorado. It's just west of Erie, in case you're thinking of driving there, and it did have a railroad stop for a long time, which allowed the community to grow. It was named after a guy born in New York who became a coal mine executive, a fellow named Isaac Canfield. He went on to become a politician, and he discovered Colorado's first oil well. So pretty lucky and industrious guy. Now, the Rob Roy mine, which was founded in Canfield, had tons of coal in it, but by the end of the previous, or 2 previous centuries, by the end of the 1800s, miners' strikes kind of brought the business to a halt and stopped the mining there. In its heyday, Canfield had a post office from 1878 to 1906. It had a blacksmith shop, a school, a grain mill, and a general store. And if you want to physically go to Canfield, it's technically in Erie. And the Canfield area, what's there now is the Wise Historical Museum in Erie, is on the site of Canfield and the mines and that general region. So, even though Canfield really isn't much of anything in it anymore, we're going to make something of it, because I have a terrible, tasteless, sick, hateful lyric, our Colorado limerick of the damned, for Canfield, Colorado. Ahem. Hamas grabbed a woman from Canfield and tortured her on an Afghan field. She didn't cry out when they tossed her about, but boy did she howl when her tan peeled. Kindly send your comments, opinions, and everything else to davesgoneby at AOL.com. davesgoneby at AOL.com. You can also post your messages or direct message me on Facebook, our Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. Remember, we also have an X-Feed, Radio Dave 2. We have a Blue Sky page that is my name. I'm pretty sure it's my name, or is it Dave's Gone By? No, our Blue Sky page is Dave's Gone By. Our Instagram page is david.lefkowitz. And don't forget that davelefkowitz.org is the website where you can read my writing. As all my radio stuff is at davesgoneby.com. All my writing is at davelefkowitz.org, so you're going to want to check it out there. And yeah, that basically puts us through the end of this 1004th episode. Yeah, Hung, do you have anything you want to mention or talk about? Any other things on their feed there?
No, this is your
My phone,
Facebook.
yeah.
I'm looking at
But anything interesting or good?
No, there's just crazy people dressing up in Halloween costumes.
Yeah. I've got to say that I want to bid farewell or tribute to Ace Frehley, but I was never a Kiss fan.
Oh, really?
Kiss never. It was one band that just I had no interest in. Makeup, as you know, grosses me out. I don't like makeup to begin with.
Yeah, you don't like soap and makeup.
Yeah, so, but I'll listen to some Cure music, and that guy is horrendous in makeup. But Ace Frehley, no, never. And yet, people don't realize this. Without Kiss, we wouldn't have Husker Du.
They want us to play Bat Out of Hell. I don't know, one of your...
I don't know. Meatloaf was another band that I could completely live without. Farewell, Meatloaf left the planet a couple of years ago. But yeah, no, kind of sad that the original Kiss army person, Ace Frehley, is gone. Apparently he was ailing for a little bit, and it wasn't just like this sudden thing. So, yeah, we're losing all the 70s people, man.
Potatoes want to read more of the,
They want
you more of the story. They love that story.
Let's read it again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the book Couch Potato. Do you want to read it to them? Because you've got
I want you to read it in Spanish. Translate it in Spanish, because some of the potatoes are bilingual.
Well, no point.
Read it in potato language, too. You can
Oh.
translate.
Soy un patata. See, is that cute?
What's wrong with his head?
It's a potato.
Why are his eyes so low?
I don't know. No, un patata pequeño como mi. I'm going to need you to look up words. Como mi hermano. No, is hermano brother?
Hermano's brother.
Good. Como mi hermano. No una patata azúcar. ¿Cómo se dice sweet?
Yeah, sweet azúcar.
Azúcar, sugar.
Dulce.
Como una patata dulce, como mi madre. Ahí, así.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Muy sexy.
She's a little whorish, but okay. And then,
That's great.
no, not a patata, como mi
Patato
rompio, como mi uncle. Uncle is Tio?
Tio.
Tio, mi Tio
Bad Bunny, but Bunny's his Tio.
Oh, Tio, so there we go, okay. Soy, and I don't know the word couch.
Couch, not Sia. What's it?
Can you look up couch? This is important.
How do you say couch in Spanish? Sofa.
So, really? They weren't working hard that day.
Sofa, settee, Chesterfield, divan.
Soy un Chesterfield patata. Oh, yeah, es verdad. Mi lugar favorito para, I don't know, slouch. Para rest, I don't know, relax.
Yes, casada.
Cansar.
When you're tired, yeah.
And Chesterfield. Todo mi tiempo. No caro. How do you say free? Libre, thank you. Mi tiempo libre. Soy está sentado en este lugar. I sing in this exact spot. Right here. I can't even do it. Considering I've taken one Spanish word. No, I can't do this. How do I say this?
You say huepa!
Huepa! ¿Por qué voy a exitar este Chesterfield muy, I don't know, comfy, cozy, muy
Confortable, probably.
probably.
How do you say comfortable in Spanish? Comaro.
Muy comado. Este Chesterfield tiene todo que un patata necesita.
Oh, that's true. But it doesn't have food, it doesn't have ketchup.
Ver. Tengo esto, o eso, y eso, y eso, y algo de eso.
He's got a lot on there. Why is he eating popcorn? He should be eating ketchup.
I know, right? There's no ketchup in the book. That is their big criticism of the book. Oh, here we go. Oh, got it.
Okay.
Oh, now the book is perfect. And we just tape it to the book.
Well, it's a library book. Don't do that. You're in trouble. It's a library.
Well, we're going to buy several copies of the real book here.
Okay,
We have to.
Okay.
Y eso,
Is he wearing bunny slippers?
Of course he's wearing
Yeah,
bunny.
bunny.
Sí, tío Bunny. Oh, y eso. Ver, check it out. Este botoño? Button, how do you say?
Botoño could be a button. Could be, what do you mean, button?
A button, like a button. You press a button.
Oh. How do you say push a button in Spanish? You say presionar un botón.
Botón. Ese botón, activar, oh, God.
What is it?
They're starting to get into words here. Activates a gadget.
Un cosa.
Una cosa que fetches me snacks cuando quiero.
Oh, yeah, whatever snacks. I don't know, snacks are a good word. We don't know the dialect, though. How do you say food snacks in Spanish? You say bocadillas de comida.
Bocadillas, that's right.
Aperitivo, botaño, comida para aperitivos.
Whoa. Are you sure you don't want to do this?
No.
You know Spanish better than I do.
No, you said you do.
But no, I don't.
What do Mexicans call a snack? Bocadillo.
Bocadillo.
Like a little mouth.
Yeah, like a little appetizer kind of. Yeah. Bam!
No, huepa. You're going to say huepa.
Bam, huepa! Impressed? I don't know. Y no necesito mover una inch.
Inch?
Kilómetro.
How do you say inch in Spanish? Pulgada.
What is it?
Pulgada.
Pulgada. Tengo 5 pulgadas. Mucho! It's getting harder and harder.
Go ahead.
Well, the word for easy is... Fácil, right. Más fácil de va a la cocina.
I think it's easy to go to the couch.
Than the cocina, right.
Than the kitchen.
Right. El más importante cosa en la vida es to, here's that word again. Comuta. What was the one for comfortable?
What's the Spanish word for comfortable? Acomoda.
Comoda. Sí, el más importante cosa en la vida es estar cómoda.
Yeah, to be comfortable.
En todo el tiempo.
El más mejor.
El más mejor. Sí, pienso que tengo todo figured out. Yo soy... Sabe todo. Sí, I've got it all figured out.
Yeah,
sabe
I got
todo.
it all figured out, yeah.
Ah.
Huepa, you got to huepa.
Huepa. Pero es más.
Always is más.
Yeah, aspect is Italian. Pero wait. Descansa.
Un momento, yeah.
Un momento.
Yeah.
Es más. No digo el aspecto más mejor about my whole setup. Desde mi...
Esta cosa es lo más mejor de todas las cosas en mi vida.
It's
the happiest thing in their life, right?
Sí. Well, he hasn't said it yet. No. Here comes the revelation.
What is it?
Es todo que ves de mí, in front of me. Antes de mí.
Arriba, how do you say in front? Arriba,
in front of.
How do you say in front of me in Spanish?
I don't know what.
Frente de me.
Frente de me.
Frente a me.
Ver. Have a look. Vas a ver. Take it. I can't do.
TV.
Pretty spectacular. What's the word? Espectacular.
Muy brillante.
Brillante, ¿sí? Sí. Es una... oh my God. Es una mar de shimmering screens. Don't even bother. From
TV.
oh, well, it's television.
Las ventanas de oro.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to translate.
Las ventanas de oro.
The
Silla, piso. Piso, wall.
Oh, yeah, wall.
How do you say wall of shimmering objects in Spanish? Pared de objetos brillantes.
What the what? Oh, hectos.
Pared is wall. Pared.
Pared.
And then de objetos objects.
Ah.
Brillantes. Brilliant objects.
Yeah. Que. You're killing me.
You're like the Godfather.
What am I doing in my life that you're doing this?
You're like the Godfather. That's what you look like when you do it.
Okay.
Is my necklace on backward? Yeah, right.
I'm too busy staring at your boobs to see your necklace. My wife's got like a shirt I'm cut down to here. I'm like, yeah, look at my necklace. Fuck the necklace. I'm looking at those.
Okay, keep going, maestro. Maestro.
Okay. I don't even. Okay, I should know this word. Joy.
Alegría.
Okay, yeah, okay, happy. Okay, alegría.
Que alegre. Da, 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 da,
Bien alegre.
Yeah.
Estes, you had the word screens before. Estes televisiones tienen mis programas favoritos. And I showed this before, but you would get a kick out of these.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that clever?
That's a good channel. No MTV, though.
No, well, not anymore. Este screen tiene todos mis mensajes que no tienen respuestas. The screen is all my unanswered messages. Estos screens son donde jugo de video.
Oh, that's nice.
Y ese screen tiene un vivo stream
Live stream?
de mi amigo, mi patata favorito de mi vida.
Oh, he's so cute.
And he's very good. He's good. He's
Waldo.
Good. Why don't you take the in English? You can do it in English.
Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, all right.
I love the look on your face,
Esto es como mis amigos y yo.
What?
Hace tiempo calidad con nosotros. We spend quality time. Conjunto. Thank you. Together, yes.
Right?
Thank you.
They want to have quality time with each other, right? Is that what it says?
Sí,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, good.
Es más fácil de ir a un lugar en realidad.
Are you having a stroke? I think you're having some kind of stroke. You're like,
Yes.
We got to practice for bunny malo.
No, we want to learn Italian, not Spanish.
So let's do it in Italian. Si, che dice?
Well, we can actually put all these words. I can really type these into Google Translate.
Use your brain.
I haven't studied Spanish in 10 years.
You won an award when we met, so use it.
Es más fácil de to try, to attempt.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that means in English. What is the word in Spanish?
How do you say try or attempt in Spanish? Try, or they think it's tempt. Probar.
What?
Probar.
To va en un lugar real. Como personas hacen dicen, I don't remember tenses, en los años pasados.
Oh.
Esto es seguro.
Yeah, that's gone. Those days are gone.
Sí. What's the fucking word for couch?
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield. Chesterfield.
I would say silla for just like
Silla,
a chair.
Yeah, okay.
They're tiny. They don't need a whole couch.
Puedo control. I don't know the word for control. Okay.
No,
I'm going to start using this thing.
Look it up. Stop. What's the Spanish word for control? What's the Spanish word for control? El control?
Really? Man, they're just not trying.
Controlar.
Really, it really is controlar?
He can't control the class. No sabe controlar a la clase.
Huh. Well, puedo controlar todos en mi vida, todo el tiempo, con solamente pequeños taps.
Keep going. Don't go back.
Grifo, un grifo y algunos
No looking.
clics.
I'm clicking.
Well, that's French. What is that? What the fuck is it? I don't like French. Oh, this is killing me. All right, hold on.
Just say chippy.
No, it's like when you were in Spanish class, and the teacher was like, "No English, Spanish only."
You only speak Spanish. Keep going.
Yeah, you should, but it's exhausting. You know, if you're not a Spanish speaker, it's well. Sí, Jory, esto es la vida.
Sí.
Pero
Es la vida.
pensó eso until. I never remember the word until.
Antes, después.
Antes de el día pasado.
El tiempo próximo.
El tiempo próximo. El día próximo. No, próxima. No.
Future.
No, the day before. The other day.
Antes.
Yeah. Antes. Yeah.
Antes, right? Or después.
Algo muy extraño ocurrió.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Había un knock
I'll knock it.
en la puerta. Ooh. Eso un
What?
entrega. I didn't know that word. Delivery. Una entrega. Fue my newest device. I can't even. Nueva cosa, sí. Un cámara video
Yes.
que voy a ver mío.
You're gonna see yourself?
Sí, reacting cuando me ver los programas.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like a little, yeah, that's nice.
Solamente, are you still watching? Is anybody still watching this?
Just stop it and grab the show, honey.
Please, let me get to the last page. Okay.
I'm gonna see if maybe someone can help us translate. Let me see. You gotta practice.
This word I can do.
No, huepo. Huepo.
That was the Spanish version, kind of The Couch Potato. No longer my favorite book. Oh my God. Well, that was an exercise. That was, tells me just how much Spanish I surprisingly know and how much Spanish I unsurprisingly don't.
You gotta use it more often.
When? How?
Every day, baby.
Yeah, but you don't know until you look up what you're getting wrong, and if you don't know a word, you don't know a word.
Just fill in the words. That's what I do. Use the words you can.
Right, yeah, but you don't want to just keep using like one word as a catch-all for the...
But that's what, when I grew up, that's what Puerto Ricans did. So you would use slang,
Well, cosa for everything is not...
Cosa, casa, thing. You could wing it.
I could. Well, wow. Well, that was story time, or as we might say in Espanol. Yeah, let's see what. But there's probably an idiom for it.
Story time.
Hora del cuento. Hora del cuento. Sí. Clase. Repitan. Hora del cuento.
We did it after marathon mediation till 6 a.m. Equity reached a tentative agreement on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
See if that's true.
That's probably very true. And that comes from Howard Church. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people were worried there would be an actor's strike on, but they always come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Marathon mediation till 6 a.m.
Wow.
Tentative agreement on the contract. The members, I'm sure the members will ratify. And Local 802 is trying to reach a strike also, so they're putting their support. So
What is another? So
I think 802 is the musicians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there we go.
Did you say that in Spanish?
No. and I did say that no in Spanish.
No.
So no. Is there more show?
Reggaeton?
No, we're done. What?
Can you dance some reggaeton?
Reggaeton. I go. You do reggaeton. We got the drum
I'll
set.
play it for you and you dance out. Okay, I got
Yeah,
it.
let's dance
I don't know
out.
where the other drumstick is.
What? There were four,
Okay,
three or four.
okay.
Oh, okay. David's gonna buy. There goes Daverhood. Come on, guy. There goes the Daverhood. Gonna buy. Ole. Soy Dave Lefkowitz. Esta mi esposa magnífica. Avión.
L'avion. Birdie.
Oh, sí. Una chica. Next semana, episode 1005. Sí, 1005. La semana próxima. So, be with us next Saturday from 9 until noon or thereabouts for the next episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. Potato will be with us. My wonderful wife should be with us as well. All the Fugglers should be with us. Pooh will be with us too, of course. Piggy will stop in. I'm so done. Oh, my own B. And B will be here. B with him.
You want to show some,
Yes.
some,
Honey. Oh, yo-yo.
beguile them as you go out with your yo-yo tricks.
Actually, one of the things that he has on the thing is a yo-yo in the book.
I saw it, El Yo-Yo.
And the yo-yo. They should call it a screaming Mimi because it's yo-yo.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. I think I better practice Spanish instead of this. We will see you, God willing, in a week in the Daverhood with more fun, more of what we always do here. Have a great one. Happy post-Simchas Torah. Happy, I don't know. There aren't any more holidays. We're good until Thanksgiving or something.
There's Dia de los Muertos and there's All Saints and All
Oh, there's
Saints Day and
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah. So
Every time.
there's all of that coming up. Make it a great week, and we'll see you very, very soon.